What's up, guys?
What's up?
Welcome to BAF.
Welcome to Barrel Age Flicks.
Yes.
Pirates in space, everybody.
A whole herd of gay babies.
Yeah, see, I'm too fucking lazy. I can't even see Barrel Age Flicks. I always say BAF. BAF. Welcome to BAF. I need to start saying, welcome to
Have
Barrel
you
Age
watched
Flicks.
BAF lately? It just really rolls off the tongue.
Yeah, welcome to BAF. That's our podcast
hell.
name. Anyways, we are here with great people here. We got Chase. Haven't had him in group for a long time. I think last time we did a group was The Mummy, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was The
Whoa.
Mummy.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Shit.
Because then me and you did 2 episodes with Pitch Black and then the They Live episode. And then we got Crystal. We haven't had her since, I believe, Scrooged. No. You were on the Valentine's special. Both of you were on the Valentine's special.
If you say so. I have shit memory, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Currently have the shittest memory as well.
We also got Adam, and we also have our regular guests, Mike from Take on the World. What's up, buddy?
What is going on?
So you've been a regular guest for these animated series lately. I think you're going to be on all of them.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Yeah, so it's great to have you. We are going to be doing a movie. This is Chase's pick right here. We are doing
Pirates in space, everybody. It's Treasure Planet.
Yes, Treasure Planets, and released in the United States on November 27th, 2002. It was directed by Ron Clements and John Musker, a duo known for their work on several Disney animated films. Some other movies that they directed together was The Great Mouse Detective. Never seen it.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah, I
You
know.
guys have no room to say what the fuck. Other movies you haven't seen.
No, I have all of the room because I've seen like every animated film ever, and this bitch over here is like, you haven't seen this, you haven't seen
No,
that.
I've never seen The Great Mouse Detective.
Great Mouse Detective came out in what, 85?
Still haven't seen it.
Homie.
I don't know. It's just one of those Disney movies I haven't seen.
That's one of those like ubiquitous.
You need to sit down with ENS and watch that shit because that is a good one.
Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of shit for that, seriously. But I've seen the rest of these. I've seen The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Hercules, The Princess and the Frog, and Moana. That's the other movies that this duo has directed. So that's actually directed great.
I've never seen all of Hercules.
Hercules is great. I think we talked about that.
That you need to fix.
I know every line to the movie because it was playing in the car.
Oh,
as I was driving the car over and over and over.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the entire movie.
That's crazy. See,
That's
that
a good
one's a
one.
fun one. And James Woods plays Hades. I think we talked about this on
It's
either,
getting a live action.
either Brave Little Toaster or I don't remember what we talked about it. The budget for this movie was $140 million. The box office was $110 million. So this was a huge fucking flop.
So what happened there is Musker and
Ron.
Musker and Ron Clements.
Clements, yeah, Musker and Clements had like been working on this script and idea and everything for I think it was like 17 years.
Yeah.
Had everything down
I thought I read
pat.
somewhere it said it was in production for 10.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
in production hell.
And this was their baby. This was their passion project. And Disney was like, no, fuck you, no, fuck you, no. Okay, fine. Only if you do Hercules first. So they did Hercules. And then they went 10 years in production for this. And because Disney didn't like it, they didn't want to do it in the first place.
They didn't get the commercialization and
Yeah,
everything
they
else.
shit the bed. They
Yeah.
hardly tried any marketing at all. So it crapped out on box office. And then they were like, oh, well, see what happened?
Well, it's
Well,
actually,
no shit.
despite its
So
financial
what
failure.
opened against it?
Do what?
What opened against this movie?
I'll say the November movies that are coming out at the end of this, and actually, I can go ahead and just fast
If I'm
forward
not
to that.
mistaken, this was one of the only times Disney did a dual release.
There was a lot of movies. We have Die Another Day, the James Bond. We have The Emperor's Club with Kevin Kline. We got Solaris with George Clooney. 8 Mile with Eminem. Far From Heaven with Julianne Moore. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
That's
Friday After
tainted.
Next, the third movie in the Friday series. The Santa Claus 2, I Spy, and Femme Fatale.
Fatal.
Fatale.
Fatale. Okay, that's it.
So,
Directed
so
by
you-
Brian De Palma.
So-
You got pretty much
opening
two
against-
kids movies,
But against 8 Mile and Harry Potter.
Harry Potter and what was Santa Claus.
The Santa
Yeah,
Claus
Santa
2.
Claus.
You
Yeah.
got 3 of those.
Big hitters. You
Yeah.
weren't going to have success there.
No.
But
Plus,
go
plus
ahead.
when they were promoting this, they gave up all the secrets to the movie when they were promoting it.
Oh, like you mean every trailer does nowadays?
Yeah, that's nothing new now.
Well, this
Yeah.
I think this
Maybe
movie.
then it was, but
Well, I think this movie marked the end because I remember it marked sort of the like this one and Atlantis: The Lost Empires when they actually went from old school animation and they started doing more CGI animated movies.
This was the last experimental movie from Disney.
But this one
Yeah.
was a crossover between
It was-
CGI and animation.
Yeah, they
why
did this
experimental.
specifically a 70-30 split.
Which actually I don't mind.
Yeah,
I remember.
I liked how they did it.
You remember Titan AE? Okay, so that's an animated movie that I'm surprised you haven't seen. Titan AE. It's actually directed by Don Bluth, who is the king of animation from the '80s. Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven.
I think I heard my dad talk about
All
that
Dogs
one.
Go to Heaven is a great movie.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
it is.
it's classic.
Fucking heart
Tear
wrenching.
jerker.
It's all fuck. The Land Before Time is a tearjerker. Seeing the fucking mother die is fucking torturous. I hate that. It sucks, but it's a great movie.
I got the complete set at home of all 14.
There's 14 of them.
Yes, there's 14.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, just like we were talking about the Brave Little Toaster, there's multiple movies of that one too.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars,
Yes.
which was
So
weird.
I had that one on VHS.
The cover does not remind me of anything, but this
Oh, yes.
pulls up.
That dude. I was really just talking about that dude the other night.
I think Matt Damon does the voice, I believe. Yeah. But actually, like I said, on this movie, even though it's a financial failure, it actually gained a
Yes, I
cult
saw
following.
that movie.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. So the main cast of this movie, actually a lot of big hitters here. We got Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Jim Hawkins.
This was his breakout.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he
On
was
voice acting.
Was it Third Rock from the Sun that he was a part of?
yes.
Yeah.
With the long hair kid? Yeah, I remember he was on that.
This is his first voice acting role, is what you mean, babe.
Yeah.
This was his first voice acting?
Yeah, this is his debut in voice
Well, you
acting.
could tell because he sounds a lot younger than you. I mean, because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
in a lot of movies now, and he's actually a very decent
He did
actor.
a great job.
Yeah. Brian Murray as John Silver, which I've never seen. I looked him up. I've never even heard of him, but his voice for Long John Silver
It was
fit.
spot fucking on.
Yeah, it was very. Emma Thompson. We got Emma Thompson there. Then we got David Hyde Pierce, who I was fooled because I thought it was Kevin Kline when I was
Niles.
listening to it. Yeah,
He's
Niles from
Niles.
Frasier.
Yeah.
But David Hyde Pierce and Kevin Kline have a sort of a similar. I don't know. They sound almost a little bit similar
Yeah.
to me. Martin Short as Ben.
It was
As
a
the robot.
fantastic choice. I still wish it was Robin Williams.
Was it supposed to be?
I don't know.
Well, he was in a robot movie. I remember he played a
Yeah,
robot.
he
I think it
was
was called
in
Robots.
Robots.
Is that what it was called? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I disagree. I feel like Ben's voice is Ben. I can't see anyone other than.
I think Martin Short did a good job.
I think he did.
Yeah.
I won't discredit what he did. I just feel like
I just-
that role just felt like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Only reason I say he doesn't is because I don't see Robin being able to do the way that Martin does that, like, high pitch, like, it's all gonna blow apart now.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
can. He can.
Yeah, he was super
can do that,
flexible on
but-
the voice.
And then we got.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just like, it was green, making sounds to myself. You're good.
We got Roscoe Lee Brown as Mr. Arrow. Dane A. Davis played the voice of Morph, doing all the sound effects. Laurie Metcalf as Sarah Hawkins, Jim's mother. Hot mother, by the way, for an animated chick. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Sometimes some animated chicks don't look too bad. I look fucking pathetic.
That's why there's an entire genre of porn about it. Of course they don't
I'm
look
not
bad.
going. I'm not going that deep. Not going that deep.
Lilo sister.
Is that the next animated movie?
Yeah, this
Well,
one, the
do I
next
need
one's called Treasure Anus.
We got Patrick McGowan as Billy Bones, and then we got Michael McShane as Hans, Tony J as the narrator. Okay, Corey Burton as Onus, and Michael Winscott as Scroop. Okay, now the spider guy. You remember the spider guy?
Oh, yeah,
The voice of the spider guy. Do you know who that is? The actor. All right, you remember Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
Yep.
The brother. The one that come on. The one that says, how would you say about killing somebody with a spoon? He was long hair with a very deep voice.
Okay, yeah.
He was also in Alien Resurrection
Um,
as the captain of the ship. I know it's not that good of a movie.
Patrick McGowan, Billy Bones.
I believe so.
That was his very last role before he passed.
He's not. Wait a minute, Patrick. Which one is that one?
He was the turtle at the very beginning.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That was
Okay.
his very last role.
What other movies has he been in?
Yes.
That's kind of foreboding.
Right?
He dies right in the
I
beginning of
have-
the movie, and then
I have no idea who that is.
Yo, that reminds. While he looks it up, that reminds me. I am super excited for the new Final Destination because it's the guy from Candyman's last movie.
Because
Oh, is
they
it?
already filmed his scenes
Oh, yeah.
before he passed away.
Yeah.
Tony Todd.
I was really
Yeah.
pissed
Yeah.
off that they didn't do him in the memoriam at the Oscars.
I haven't seen the Oscars in like 3 years on like principle.
I watched
it
the last
'cause
time I watched them.
It's not really worth it. I thought it was
No.
actually kind of shitty, but I always like to watch the memoriam to see all the actors that have passed away, and they missed him out, and they also missed Harriet the Spy.
Nope, that was wrong information. My
Now, the only
apologies.
reason I'm wondering if they missed her because it was literally like a couple days before, and I've noticed in the past that Oscars is never.
They got Gene Hackman in there, and that was only a couple days.
Did they get Gene Hackman?
They even did a
I
whole.
thought he died after that.
They did a tribute to Gene Hackman in the beginning of the Oscars with Morgan Freeman saying how much he missed him and everything else before they did the memoriam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
well, but
Let me see. Is that? I'll probably post that. At
okay,
the bottom
but they
of the
didn't
screen.
have Gene Hackman actually in the memoriam.
No,
real.
they did.
Okay.
They had a tribute in the beginning, and then they had him like right at the end. He was kind of like the finale.
Okay.
So, but I always watch Memoriam because it lets you know all the actors. The one
Yeah.
that I had a hard time seeing was James Earl Jones because James Earl Jones is fucking Darth Vader.
Right.
So, but you figure out who it is?
Okay, no, it was correct. Never mind.
I was like,
That was his last role.
Yes.
Yeah,
it
he died in
was.
2009.
All right, I'll have a picture of him at the bottom of the screen. But that's all the details for the movie. So actually, I'm going to launch it out into you to introduce the drink that we're trying out today, or maybe a treat more than anything.
Yeah. So like,
Wait, can I please have my bubble gum? So I
Oh
can
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so Crystal here. I've been trying to get everybody to try out the drink that me and Chase first tried out for They Live.
Yeah.
Check out that episode. Amazing episode. Me and Chase had
That
such
was a lot
great
of
time.
fun.
Yeah, we had a good time. That was a very good episode. I think that's gonna be a good one. But made the bubblegum drink. If you guys listen to the episode,
you're not going to need a chaser for this one.
if you like bubblegum, you'll like this drink. You can even try a piece of gum too, if you want.
I feel like that is a no-go. Thank you.
All right, take a shot.
Okay, so before I take this, if anybody out there was in that weird group when your elementary school was part of the, hey, once a month, let's do that fluoride rinse. This smells exactly like the bubblegum fluoride rinse they'd make you do in homeroom.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
We're gonna find the fuck out.
All right. Cheers.
Spine crawling. Oh, it's a bad thing. It's a bad thing.
Is that a good or a yes or a no?
I think her tongue went instantly numb.
No, I didn't go numb. My tongue just traveled back to 2007.
Who the fuck did fluoride rinses in
Christ.
class?
I didn't even know fluoride rinses had bubblegum flavor.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had
Oh, yeah.
bubblegum. I liked the grape for some reason. The grape wasn't too bad.
The grape was kind of fire.
That's crazy.
We had bubblegum, grape, and mint. And I didn't mind the mint or the grape, but for some reason, like a whole year, we only had bubblegum. And it was the worst fucking first Monday of every month ever. Like the nurse would come in, a little tray, a little peely tabs, like shake it before you peel it. And we'd sit there and she'd basically like, during the announcements, so we would sit there with a cup. And they would make us do the Pledge of Allegiance where you basically stand there with your hand over your chest. But instead of standing there like that, you're supposed to go,
What the fuck?
yeah, and swish around your fluoride while you're doing that. And then,
What did you do in school?
yes!
Apparently, I never did this in school.
Yeah, I never did it.
That was.
If anybody else came up in the podunk of Spotsy, you know exactly what I'm talking
This
of.
must be
They probably did it in school
you do
because nobody had city water with.
You do
fluoride.
remember, Mike? We got young ones here.
Yeah,
we're the old.
we're all well watered.
We're the old farts while they're the young kids here. So.
This also was Livingston Elementary, which is like right across the street from the firehouse. That's how small.
Yeah, that's a tiny little spot.
That's interesting. Okay, so what would you think? What would you give it?
Not too bad. It's got a weird like burn at the back end, but it,
The only thing that I regret giving it to you, it wasn't in the fridge, so it's a lot better cold. Ice cold, it's amazing. But as you had it at room temperature, so I don't know if that made it any difference. But did you like it?
I feel like if it was colder, it might take that slight burn off the back end.
A little
But-
bit.
No, it was good.
She likes drinking alcohol. She doesn't like alcohol.
2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up. What do you give it? 2 thumbs up. See, I got a winner here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
That's
Stu,
Ron.
Stu
Even with
liked
the
it.
fluoride.
What's up?
Ron, I just sent you a picture of this bottle right here since it's washed out from my lights. This is the Rowdy Roddy Piper all out of bubblegum soda.
I
Those
was
are
trying to get
bottles?
that. I was actually trying. I even said it on the show. I was actually going to try and get that soda, but it wasn't going to be here in time. So I actually.
My friend from Florida sent me 2 bottles of that.
Is it good?
And,
Bruh, those are bottles?
Oh yeah.
That's a bottle.
Why was I sitting here for a hot second thinking Home Depot is like a vape shop?
Because it's all washed out from my lights. I finally got my sound up. Now I get my lighting right.
All right. Well, let's. What's the drink we're trying out?
So we're drinking.
And Mike, do you have this drink?
I failed, but I do have pink lemonade vodka.
Okay.
Close enough.
we're
Just
close.
imagine it going down slimy.
Yeah.
So today we're doing morph shots. These are Jello shots that are.
Send him a picture of the Ben morph. He's seen shit.
My man looks like he's.
That dude has seen some shit.
Does that have a fucking mouth underneath?
Yeah.
Yes, I was fucking around with some
That looks
Sprinkles.
like something I've seen before. I don't know what the. Oh man, take a picture of that so I can post it at the bottom.
I was fucking around with some sprinkles, and I was like, "Hey, look, I gave him a mouth," and that's what happened about 2.5 hours later.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm gonna post that at the bottom of the screen.
So
All right.
this is Pink Whitney, made with raspberry
Jell-O.
Jello as a Jello shot. So everybody, let me know how it is. I'm probably gonna hate it.
What's alcohol that's in there?
Pink
Pink
Whitney.
Whitney.
What is that?
Pink Whitney.
This is Pink Whitney on ice.
Yeah, Pink Whitney is basically like the white girl.
It's a pink lemonade vodka.
Yeah.
I've never had it before, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enjoy.
All right, here we go.
I feel like y'all need to watch Barbie with Pink Whitney. I'm putting that on your list. It is on here on
Oh,
recording.
God.
Fan request, y'all have to watch a Barbie movie. It doesn't have to be the new one. It could be one of the classic Barbie movies. I'll save you that one, but with Pink
Really?
Whitney.
Like candy eyeballs.
Yes, candy eyeballs.
That's
You ain't got to be a
Cheers.
part of it.
that's
All right.
Cheers.
Slurp down morph.
Salute. They're crunchy. Their eyes are crunchy.
Yeah, they're sugar eyes.
I thought they would be gooey. Wow. It's got a bite to it.
My cup cracked.
We went as close to as possible of not using any water to set up the Jello, so it was the maximum alcohol content.
Actually, that was perfect Jello. I didn't know the eyes were crunchy though. I wasn't expecting that. I thought they were gooey. Actually, you should make these for Halloween. Dude, you look like you're fucking slapping your tongue between.
Displaying my fucking skills, you bitch.
I noticed that. Yeah. Oh man. Wow. I'll go first. Actually, that's a 2. That's actually a nice little treat. It's what I like about it. It's got a little bite to it. Like it's most Jello shooters don't have a bite to it. That actually has a little bit of a like a sourness to it.
Yeah.
I guess that's because of the pink lemonade. And I actually love lemonade. I like anything sour. So actually, that's right up my alley. It's really good. The eyes surprise you because I thought they were gummy eyes, and then I put it in my mouth. It's like you're crunching. I was like, oh, I almost broke a tooth. But yeah, no, I mean, they're good. This was great.
There are more if you'd like.
I'm probably gonna have you. Do? Yeah, we're gonna have to have some more. We'll have to get them out. Oh, right, fuck yeah. I'll definitely have more of this. But where's the eyes? Well,
We only had a set amount of eyeballs.
God
Okay,
damn it! But I like the crunch.
Here, give him the other one the eyeballs.
There's one right there.
No, you guys.
But I
have it.
want an eyeball.
Dude, you can eat the morph that's had a bad day.
Old family recipe.
I'm gonna eat the. I'm gonna eat these.
my own family.
You got a picture of him, right?
Huh?
You got a picture
Yeah,
of
you
him,
got
right?
a picture of it. He's gonna send it to me. But yeah, I give it a 2. Awesome. Good job. No, this is good.
Cool.
This is the second Jello shooter we've done because I think we did this for the Blob also. You remember the Blob?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
This is actually quite good.
but this one I like with little eyes, so it works. All right.
Cool.
So I
I'm gonna
went-
give it 2 thumbs up too, even though it was raspberry. It was actually pretty good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I agree. 2 thumbs up, and the perfect for the movie. I
Yeah.
mean, for the way it turned out and everything like that is perfect.
Oh yeah. When you see the picture of the drink at the bottom of the screen, you'll notice that the eyes it reminds you right of Morphe's. Like perfect. 2 little bubble eyes.
Yeah.
It's great. Oh, so you give it a 2?
Good work.
Give me 2.
Crystal?
Yeah, I'm giving it a 2.
Awesome. So what would you give your non-Jello shooter, but same stuff used for the Jello shooter?
So this is the first time I had Pink Whitney, but I've always liked lemonade and vodka. So I enjoy this. This is 2 thumbs for me.
Good deal.
Awesome. Do me a favor. Send me a picture of the bottle for me.
I already did it.
Okay, good. You got prepared.
You should find one said like really big eyes. So when he told him, he goes, keep an eye on Jim. Really big eyes.
No, I will admit this was a perfect for the movie. I mean, seriously, that's very creative.
I
And,
love the idea. I just didn't have Jello and I didn't have time to get it.
No, that's fair.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. Like I said, we're doing the every other week recording, so you'll have about 2 weeks to find out for whatever you're doing for the next one.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out something now. I tasked my wife and daughter as I was walking out to come here. I says, y'all need to look and figure out what I can do for my movie.
Yeah, because
my daughter's home from college, so I gave them something to do.
yeah, because
What's
after
the
this
next animated movie?
the next animated movie
Cars.
is Pixar's Cars.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it.
Yeah, I know. I see.
Fuck, dude.
I've never seen it. It's one of the Pixar movies that I wasn't interested in seeing, but everybody keeps telling me that you're stupid for not watching it.
Do you
so.
like Rascal Flatts?
I don't even know what that is.
Good, because if you had said yes, I'd have to be very upset.
Oh, I've never seen that. But
No,
Ron,
Rascal
you-
Flatts is a band.
It's a band. It's a country
Country
group.
band. Life is a Highway.
Oh yeah, I know him. Is that in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna watch it. I mean, I'll watch it next week. I mean, it's for our episode, so I have to watch it. So
I'll be looking forward to watching that.
Yeah.
yeah, so that'll be in 2
My
weeks.
daughter loves that movie.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
watched that with my son like probably 500 times.
Yeah.
And there's a healthy amount of like adult innuendo in this.
Yes.
Oh,
In
but
Cars?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You did what in the cup?
No,
Nice
literally.
headlights.
Yeah, like the girls that are like they flash in the beginning. Like there's headlights are canonically tits in the Cars series.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And Owen Wilson is the voice.
Yes.
All right, we'll get into that in 2 weeks.
Dude, I highly recommend you watch all of the Cars movies because it's depressing
Yeah,
to watch a guy
absolutely.
fall from his prime. And
There's multiple of them.
There's three.
What? Yes, there's lots
three.
of them.
Jesus Christ, I didn't know there was 3 of them.
Yes, three.
Mater's a spy in one.
Yeah.
See, there's few Pixar movies I enjoy. I like
You
Ratatouille.
should watch Turbo too.
I love
That's a
Turbo.
snail.
Yeah.
That's Ryan
Yeah.
Reynolds. I've heard things about it, but I like Ratatouille. I love Wall-E, which I believe is Ragnar's episode, and Toy Story, the original Toy Story. I enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
So and Bugs Life is good too. I remember Bugs
Bugs Life's a good one.
Yeah. I haven't really seen any of the other ones. Wreck-It Ralph I've seen, but I don't think that's a Pixar movie. But you know, like I said, I do watch some animated movies. I got kids, I have to. But I mean, it's not my go-to. But you introduced me to this movie, which we'll talk about after the break right now. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and we will be right back. Awesome on the drink, by the way.
perfect.
Great
Thank
job. So we'll be right back, guys. Hey, having a hard time trying to stay up, trying to record these podcasts late at night?
Or are you up late working, driving trucks, working in the shop, trying to provide for that damn family of yours?
You need coffee.
Well, let us tell you about this one company we got right here. It's called Coffee Bros. Now, they got a very select blend of different roasts: light roast, medium, dark, espresso. Now, each one of these has its own flavor profile.
These two brothers from New York made this amazing company with an amazing coffee that you could order online.
So you just had the espresso roast.
Yes,
And did that thing wake you up?
I couldn't go back to sleep. Oh man, it was smooth. It had
Nice.
that nice chocolate taste to it. You can just taste the chocolate.
And it doesn't give you that bite like other coffees do.
Or bitter.
No, definitely not bitter at all. This is smooth, sweet, aromatic. This coffee here will absolutely wake you up when you need it to.
The coffee here is dedicated to freshness, quality, and consistency. Use the code BAF10 to get 10% off your entire order. The link for the website is in our show description. And I'm telling you guys, it's worth it. This coffee keeps you awake, especially for the late podcasting that we do.
Yeah, it's very much needed.
Try out Coffee Bros. Coffee Bros!
So anyway, the McGangbang.
I was at a brewery last night.
I'm going to start the show off right there.
Yeah, good. The McGangbang was this amazing thing. I don't know if it originated here, but I hadn't heard of it from anybody. What was it? It was 2011 is the first time I heard about it. And it was explicitly stoner motherfuckers just rolling up at like 2, 3 in the morning at McDonald's, and that became the thing. It's a chicken patty, a filet of fish, Big Mac sauce, ketchup, 2 slices of cheese, and it's double stacked.
See if I can have a picture of that on the bottom of the screen because I've never heard of that.
Oh
This
yeah,
sounds-
it's a secret thing. Okay,
This sounds like a cardiac event waiting to happen.
probably it's McDonald's.
The McGangbang is a McChicken sandwich stuffed
Okay.
between the patties of a McDouble. resulting in one towering sandwich.
Oh God,
That's what it
damn.
was.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know why, but that actually sounds pretty fucking
It's
good.
so good.
Yes.
See, we just go to White Castle.
Oh, you have a White Castle up there?
In Whitehall, we have one.
Yeah, we don't have shit down here. Every single time I go up to Michigan to see my family, I always eat at White Castle. My family are like, "Why do you want to eat there?"
We
It's 'cause
got a White
I don't
Castle.
have one.
It's in the freezer section at grocery stores.
No,
I got some. I got some in my freezer
It's not
too.
the
Actually,
same. When I was in Chicago, we like payday was White Castle, or payday was Popeyes. The day before payday was White Castle.
Oh, you rich motherfuckers. When I was growing up, payday was fucking Little Caesars.
do you remember when Little
That was
Caesars,
it.
those
Fucking
big
pizza.
double pizzas that were like squares?
Yeah,
like
no, we could
rectangular?
afford the single $5 on
Oh,
payday.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Little Caesars is good.
Now we're talking McDonald's. There's another secret sandwich. It's called the Land, Sea, and Air Burger.
What the fuck is that?
It's a combination of a Big Mac, filet of fish, and a McChicken.
That sounds incredible.
You know what
Oh.
they also sell at the grocery store now from White Castle is the chicken rings,
Chicken rings?
the fried chicken rings.
I had I had the White Castle little fucking pizza pockets. Them bitches are
I
awesome.
didn't even know they had White
know that.
Castle.
That
pizza.
sounds-
Oh,
that sounds
dude,
good.
they're so good.
Okay, where do we get them?
I think they were at Wise.
We're starting
Yeah.
this episode great, talking about fast food and you know, stuff to that we crave. So, and Taco Bell, of course, because I
Yes.
think that's what Crystal's getting.
So
McDonald's.
things we crave. Let's see here.
the mun-
Captain Amelia. I'm joking.
Get the munchies while you're watching Treasure Planet.
All right, so we are doing the movie Treasure Planet. This is Chase's baby right here. This is the one that he's been telling me for years.
All right.
How
So-
much he was been wanting to do this movie.
We started this conversation off when we come back from break talking about the McGangbang. So I feel like it's only natural to address the elephant in the room, the fact that Captain Amelia she began the entire furry movement, I think.
the cat
she's
captain.
Yes.
You smoking for kitty cat?
Yeah.
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 Oh no, I wanted to see her and that rock go at it when I was a kid.
That rock like number 2 captain,
Yeah,
basically.
there was tension. Oh, there was some
Dude.
Oh, yeah.
tension.
That was crazy.
Hey,
They got
her,
killed too.
her fucking personality too. God.
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I dug the mom. The mom was kind of hot. I'm sorry. That's who I dug. But this is
got a thing
animation.
for-
Your mom
Peasant
was
girls,
cool
huh?
too, but kitty cat was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
She had the voice. Emma Thompson did a good job with
She
her
was,
voice.
she was smoking hot. I think I have to blame Treasure Planet a lot for my love of really tall boots.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you like this movie so much? Like, I mean, you saw this. How old were you when you first saw this?
I was 9 or 10.
Okay, so this was right around your age range.
Yeah. And I don't know. It was the whole troublemaker growing up.
Yeah.
Because that was me. Always. Fucking.
Oh, so you were Jim Hawkins, basically.
Basically, yes. I was constantly getting caught for trespassing, constantly getting caught for vandalism, like
Were you skateboarding?
skateboarding, BMX, all of that. I was fucking 10 years old.
Yeah.
And just got into skating. But when I was, doing,
I was lucky I never got caught.
I didn't know when to quit. That was my problem.
Wait a minute, you skateboarded?
Huh? No, but I did more of the BMX stuff when I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And of course, we
got
were
some
in like
stories on that.
Yeah, we were in like a newer subdivision, so there was constantly construction. And with construction comes
Making jumps.
really fucking cool areas to run your BMX bike.
Yes.
And constantly getting caught.
Oh, I used to make.
I actually hijacked a bobcat one time. When, like I stole a bobcat.
I do some dirt, make it ramp. Yep.
No, it was just for the joyride.
Oh.
I fucking got my ass handed to me.
Fun fact, it never goes away. He will be driving down the road and see a construction sign and go, ooh, imagine the tail whips off of that.
And so I don't know, like the character Jim Hawkins was like, really spoke to me. And I was going through some family stuff still. I mean, at the time, and so I was down a parent, if you will.
Yeah.
And the whole father walked out and just abandoned the family. I was like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And met this mentor, Long John Silver. And he has this perfect mixture of mentorship with greed, with betrayal, And I don't know, it was a fucking gut punch in a lot of the scenes, and just the Goo Goo Dolls. They wrote "I'm Still Here"
Right.
specifically for this movie,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah, I guess
that
that when
montage,
I guess that when I watched that, is
Yeah.
I knew it was the Goo Goo Dolls because of the voice, and I looked it up.
that shit got me, man.
Yeah. Talk about your tattoo.
Yeah, so I stumbled on an idea for a tattoo for Treasure Planet, because going through high school and a little bit out of high school, I had my significant bouts with depression.
Yeah.
And everybody gets a semicolon tattoos for that, and I just don't know why, I just never did.
Yeah.
But this one really speaks to me, and it's a tattoo of the Montresor space station,
The crescent.
moon,
Yeah.
and I'm still here in it.
Right.
No, that'd be cool.
And I saw that, and it gave me fucking chill bumps. So that's happening now.
Is this in your top 10 movies of all time?
I think so.
Really? So this is one of your all-time favorites. And
Yeah,
and
and
it's something that you grew up on.
Yeah, and it's really just that super nostalgic. Anytime I watch it, it just takes me back. Plus, it's got wonderful visuals.
Yeah.
It's a great cast.
Yeah.
They did a wonderful job taking the old idea of Treasure Island and not just rehashing it. They smashed it together with some sci-fi, put you in space, and who fucking doesn't like that?
Yeah.
Which, in a way, I enjoy because I'm a sci-fi nut. I like anything sci-fi, so it's really cool that they did a sci-fi version of it.
Yeah.
But I am a big fan of the original Treasure Island. I remember the live version that was Disney from, I think, the 60s or 70s or something like that.
70s.
And also, I remember one time seeing, even though I'm not a fan of it, I remember seeing it once, the Muppet Treasure Island or something like that. But I remember reading the book in school. So seeing this story popped out into a sci-fi world instead of being which I do have little issues with this in the movie, because it's how do they breathe in space?
So that is the concept of Ethereum.
Okay.
That is an old throwback to
Ether.
ether, aether, whatever you want to call it. Probably back into the 40s, they had the idea that space was full of ether, and it was a matter that they didn't really know what it was made of, because the concept of a vacuum was
Right.
completely alien.
Right.
Nobody could imagine that there was just nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
So they use the idea of Ethereum as something that you can breathe when you're in space,
Interesting. I didn't.
which
didn't
I
know
thought
about
was
that.
goofy. Even as the first time I watched it, I was like, "How the fuck are you breathing?"
I literally asked Ann, I'm like, how are they breathing in space?
Honestly, I only learned about the Ethereum thing from doing research this time, earlier this week.
Yeah.
Before that, I just figured maybe when they turn on the artificial gravity, it just kind of sucks
Puts a
in
shield,
air,
or maybe
Right.
it puts a
keeps
shield around it or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
Well, that wouldn't even make sense when he's riding alone on his little hoverboard thingy at the end
Yeah.
of the movie. He had no
Yeah.
Montresor.
it's fucking I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
where the ether comes
movie
into place.
magic, man.
It's an animated movie. It's an animation. They're going to leave some stuff out.
Yeah.
The ether thing, that
I'm
actually is
sitting here questioning how they can breathe in space when I'm looking at Mr. Arrow and he's a living rock.
Right.
So
You know what? So he is the first version of the dude in Thor.
the thing.
Gorg.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he's a big rock guy.
Well, it's
He
kind
looks
of a funny
just like
circle.
him. It looks just like him. So, but yeah, no,
He didn't
I
speak Australian.
No,
That's true.
no, he's Kiwi.
Kiwi. Yeah, it's Tahiti or whatever, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
That's the director of
Bless you.
one of the best movies out there with the three vampires living together. I'm sure you guys have seen that. What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh God, yes.
That's a great fucking movie. Yeah, but Tahiti Watiti, he's done some good movies, and he's done some.
It's kind of like a circle, but more of a freaky circle.
Yes. Welcome to the revolution.
It's just me.
Those are fun movies. Ragnarok is great, but sorry. Didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
you're good. You're good. It was an instant love affair with this movie when I saw it, and it's just kind of always stuck with me.
You've been preaching it for a while
Yes,
about
'cause
doing
I
it.
fucking love it, and I got hooked on the Goo Goo Dolls for like solid 3 or 4 years off of it.
Yeah. Are they even still?
Oh yeah, they're still touring.
They're still touring. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't know. I haven't seen any bands or any albums from them at
I
all.
think they're gonna be in this year's When We Were Young tour, actually, in Las Vegas.
Interesting.
I really want to go.
Okay.
But it was a cornerstone movie, I feel like, for me.
Yeah.
And it's not like I was, oh, they did this cool 30-70 split with their animation technique. No, it was just, it's a fucking cool, fun movie, and I enjoyed it.
Well, see, like I said, Disney did that with a lot of movies. A lot of movies in the late '90s into the early 2000s, where they were mixing CGI with animation. Well, actually, they did it in the original '90s with Beauty and the Beast. You know, the whole room that they dance in. That's CGI right there.
Yeah.
But it's gotten better. But seeing the CGI on this is actually very beautiful. It's a very like seeing the galaxies out there and the planets. It looked really cool.
Another good example of how they did poorly of it would be Beauty and the Beast. I can't remember if it's the second one or if it was like just the holiday special, but when they were doing like the Christmas movie with that one.
The
Tim
Enchanting Christmas, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know what you were talking about.
Yeah, the accordion, not the accordion, pipe organ. He was done in the same style that Ben was done, but it was such a harsh, like black outline style. It looked so bad against the rest of the film.
The carpet in Aladdin.
Yes.
The carpet in Aladdin was also CGI.
Yes.
But this one was like, would you say 50-50 or 30-70?
This one, like one of their absolute benchmark rules in this movie was a 30-70 split.
Yeah.
30% CG, 70% animated.
Almost
And
like a
they-
cell animation, too.
Yeah, and they specifically carried this theme through everything, even the design of Long John Silver. All of his all of his
Cyborg.
robotic parts
Cyborg,
were
yeah.
CG, and the rest of him was 2D animated.
It looks great.
Yeah,
There were some scenes they had 3 different styles of animation going on at once.
Yep. And-
3. Like, what was the third one?
Deep scene capture.
Yep, deep sea and capture for background, then 2D animation for whatever.
Making people move.
I had no idea.
Well, they also use the same canvas that they used for Tarzan for this movie.
Yeah. Shit, I forget the engine that they used for it.
I forgot Tarzan also. The CGI when he's actually going, like when he's like sliding through the trees and stuff like that. That's very, and it looks great. I mean, there's a lot of movies that use it and it looked great. And this one, which I'm a little surprised was a flop. I'm really surprised because it's gained a cult status and had good reviews.
Every time, we talked about this a little bit ago. When was the first time you saw it?
Yeah. First time I saw it was Wednesday.
Okay.
Good. So I'm not the only virgin in this movie.
And the first time you heard about it was?
I'd be honest, I really don't. I couldn't tell you the last when I first heard about it.
When did you first start talking to him?
When yeah,
Right.
probably no, but and like I said, we were talking about this on a break. The movie fell pretty much in between a blind spot for me.
Yeah.
My son was too young. He was probably, I mean, so this came out in what, November of 2002?
Yes.
So he was barely 1. My daughter hadn't even been born yet. So it was just in a spot where
Not something you
I
would watch.
didn't, it wasn't something
Yeah.
I was just going to sit down and, hey, I'm going to watch Treasure Planet as a, 29, 30-year-old. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I, as a freshly 26-year-old, sat my happy ass down to watch it just for fun.
But I'm just saying, it was, I just didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Because it was poorly marketed. So it just, if it was marketed right, I probably would have sat down and watched it just because it's a good movie. It was interesting.
Right.
And it does hit those the movie types that I enjoy. So, but at that time it was blind. It was a blind spot for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the biggest reason why I just, like I said, and since then, like I said, I've heard about it once or twice, and then 50 times since we've been talking.
Chase, like I said, Chase has talked about it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
He's been claiming about doing this movie for a while. And when we thought about the animated series, it's like, put me down for Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
Fuck
down.
yeah.
He's probably the first one that says, I got mine.
Yeah. 100%.
So,
You're probably the same?
no, actually, I knew about it. The thing is that I was in my early 20s when this came out. It was 2000 because I was about 18 in 2000. So 19, 20 when I this came out. And I saw it, but I wasn't interested in movies like this. I wasn't interested in animated movies. Now, I worked at a daycare for my mother-in-law. So I remember having to go with the kids to see movies and everything else. This wasn't one of them. I saw Atlantis: The Lost Empire in the theater with all
Yeah.
the kids and
Oh, that's a
everything
good
because I had to drive them
That's a real good
to the
one.
theater and everything. It wasn't my thing. Animated movies. Now I grew up with a lot of Disney animated movies from the early '90s, like Aladdin. I fucking wore that VHS out when I was a
Yeah.
kid. Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. When it got to Lion King, I just kind of didn't really care. I remember when Lion King came out, the Flintstones came out. I went to the theater to see Flintstones, not the Lion King, because I didn't care about the animated movies, and so it never crept out to me. It just something I didn't care about. But I saw the trailers for it. I saw the things about it. I remember seeing the Blu-ray or DVD at the Walmart and stuff like that. Just never got a chance to watch it. Like I said, I'm a virgin of this. This is my first time. I just watched it last Sunday, and I knew it was going to be in our watching because you've been talking about doing this one.
yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm going to have to watch it because that's part of our podcast. Somebody picks a movie, you got to watch it, even though it could be the worst movie in the world or a good movie.
Split Second. Alien.
I don't mind that movie. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it's a bad movie, but it wasn't that bad. So,
You're killing me, Lisa. So, Mike, what about you? When did you hear or see this?
Well, I've watched this show and listened to this show before I was ever a guest on it. And Chase, you've talked about this movie like so many times. And I was never really I knew the movie was out there, but I was never really into it. Both of my kids, and we talked about this like off air during the last break. Both of my kids, they kind of fell in the middle of this.
Right.
My daughter was a little bit too old, and my son was way too young. So now I love watching animated movies with my kids. Brave Little Toaster was one of them.
Yeah.
And I watched it with both of them because my daughter loved it. I bought it on DVD, so my son got to watch it multiple times.
Right.
This one just kind of fell through the cracks, so I didn't really watch it. But Treasure Island was like the book was like my childhood. The original movie was my childhood.
Same.
Even the Muppet Treasure Island was kind of like the thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the story. Even more recently, the what was it, Dark Sails on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I love pirate stuff, so I don't know why I never actually watched this movie. So this week was the first time I watched it. My son sat down and watched it with me. My wife sat down and watched it with me, and this week was the first time I ever watched it.
Okay. At least I'm not the only virgin. So we got three virgins.
No, you're
in
not.
this.
And I'm glad I watched it because it's a kind of different take on it.
Yeah.
It just a different take.
Okay. And how about you, Crystal? Or has this been always just been there because
Did he introduce this
No.
to you? Oh, okay.
No. This came out in 2002. I was 3. I grew up with this.
I literally was going to say I was 3 when I first watched it.
I grew up with this movie.
that's what I
I
figured.
was 32 in 02.
My early 20s.
I was 30.
God, you're young. It's weird. It's weird. They're only 3 years old.
I was watching this with him last night, and I'm watching going, hey, babe, I just realized something. He goes, what? I'm like, I'm dating Ben. Sorry, no, I'm engaged to Ben.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, we got
Much appreciated.
the two couple about to get married sometime down the future. This is awesome. Great
You
news.
know what this fucker said to me?
I've said a lot lately. Look.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We were watching this
That's a
movie and
loaded
she
question.
goes, I just realized you're Jim Hawkins. But no, you grew up from being Jim Hawkins and now you're Delbert Doppler.
That's right. I did call your ass out for being the
And
dog.
when you're manic, you're Ben.
Yes.
That's funny.
God damn it.
Because how many times have I been like, hey, I think that's the turn we need to take over there. Shut up, woman. I am driving.
No, but you do like to yell and say that I just pull out in front of a car when they're 300 feet away.
This is also Virginia. I don't know if that car's following the speed limit or if they're
I
going
do.
mock Jesus.
Well, that's fine. I do.
Yeah, but doesn't
And
he have
I'm driving.
and doesn't he have a car that will go from 0 to mock Jesus and very quickly?
I have one, yes, but she is
Mine
not
does not.
currently going to mock anything. She needs a transmission, and I'm sad. If anybody wants to donate a WRX 2014 Eat 5 trans, I'd be super stoked.
So you watched this when you were 3?
I remember my mom and dad got it for me on DVD when it came out. Because my dad always had this rule. We don't go to the theaters to watch a movie. At the time, it didn't make sense because our TV was like the size of yours, but a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But this is at the time period where people didn't have TVs that big. So
Are you talking about like those big box TVs?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember those.
yeah, we had the big
heavy
box.
things.
Yeah.
I remember those things.
We thought we were hot shit.
I had a girlfriend that had one of those, and that thing was huge.
Ours came with 3D glasses though, so we could like I distinctly remember Jaws 3D came out on TV and people were watching it at home.
Yeah.
We could turn the TV on to the 3D setting and actually have the legs and arms come out at us.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I remember my mom bought me this on DVD when it came out, and then I think she got this for me because I was upset because Tony wouldn't go back. This was the year my brother was born. And this was my I'm so sorry, honey, he's staying.
That's funny.
I've heard so many people talk about, oh, yeah, when they brought my little sister or my little brother home, first thing I said was, can we take it back? Can we return it? I don't like it anymore.
You can literally look at photographs of me taken before she gave birth and after. My dad said, yeah, that's the day she stopped smiling.
Damn.
Literally, like, there's pictures of me just like, happy little kid, and then there's Tony just... It talks. I don't like it. Take it back.
Just a little trivia about Jaws 3D. When Jaws blew up and it was all coming at the screen,
I remember that.
those were ET dolls.
No
That's
way.
what they there was ET dolls blurred out coming at the screen.
Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
You should tell that to Snow. She would
I
probably
love that.
freak out because she hates ET.
funny.
She despises ET. Like see, I love Snow. She's my best friend. But the thing about her is that she thinks ET is crap, but she likes freaking Mac and Me more than ET.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Butthole mouth.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta talk shit about you, Snow, but seriously, that movie is fucking stupid. I can't stand that movie. ET is a masterpiece. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Snow. I agree.
There you go. Well, when were you the first introduced to it?
I saw it when it came out.
All right, so oh, that's right. You saw it. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were
typical-
you? How
typical
old were
Ron.
you when it came out?
I think I was 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, you said that in the beginning on the episode.
Yeah,
and I should
I
have
was
said
10. And
Yeah, Mike, we're old.
What a baby.
but instantly fell in love with it, and it's just always kind of been there.
yeah.
And I think it's safe to say that if you like Firefly,
Yes.
you're gonna like Treasure Planet.
Would you say this is steampunk?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I could see this being steampunk, especially with Long John Silver. He's very he's cyborg, but
It was specifically modeled and stated that they
And
got
Ben.
a lot of their
Ben was very steampunkish.
oh yeah.
Color palette even.
Yeah,
The entirety of the planet of Treasure Planet itself was
I don't think Mike.
steampunk as shit.
I don't think Mike agrees.
Nah.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
love steampunk, and I didn't get the steampunk vibe.
The attire was not steampunk.
No, the attire was like 1700s pirates. Like that's the thing that was
Yeah.
interesting. Like,
But
what was this supposed? All right, see, was this another? See, that's what I'm trying to figure out. When does this take place? In the future?
in space,
Okay, so there's no time.
There's no
no
timeline.
timeline.
a galaxy far, far away. I don't
Yeah.
know, like
Well, and there's some
yeah.
in Star Trek. Isn't there some planets that were like Earth in like colonial times?
Yeah,
yeah,
there was.
So who's to say that Montressor wasn't just a
a long
collective-
time ago,
Yeah, because
far in the future.
there was no Earth in this
Nope.
No.
because
And I think
basically
they did a good job.
There had to
doing
be
that.
Earth someplace because there were two humans in this movie.
Yeah, and they were the directors of the film.
huh?
No,
The
you're thinking he's talking about Jim Hawkins and his mom.
Jim
Sarah.
Hawkins and his mother were the only two humans in this movie.
Was there not any other? No, Long John Silver was a human.
no, he was a dog creature.
Yeah, he was a dog creature.
No.
John Silver?
Yeah, he was a
Yep.
beast thing. Look at the shape of the nose. He had like
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Look at
thought he
his
was a
ears.
human.
No.
Look at his
No.
ears.
I'm gonna have to. I have to look that up because I thought he was a human in this. And he was just a cyborg.
But there are two
Even if
humans.
he was a human, half cyborg, half human. There was only 3. Why is there only 3 humans in this entire movie?
Probably because Earth died. I don't know.
They weren't Canadian.
I have this. I had this in my list of plot holes.
I mean, hey, maybe Disney just wanted to flex their shit and animate some weird looking things.
I have a large list of plot holes for this movie.
Well, you're saying there's only 3 humans, but if you really look, there's not a
dominant race.
There's not a dominant race. Everybody is
very
something
correct.
different.
Humanoid
Right.
just happens to be the predominant shape.
Right. But they're all different.
Yeah.
And so there's not any really really, if you from what I saw,
I agree.
there was more
I agree.
human than any other race.
Yeah,
Even if it was just 3 or 2. You didn't see any duplicates of any other race.
You were
You got a
right.
point.
You're right. Race of John Silver and Treasure Planet is a Ursid. Silver is an Ursid, a bear-like alien. He has differences from the original Treasure Island, but he's like a bear alien. You're right. I'm shocked. I thought it was a human. I thought it was actually a human with just cyborg implants. That's what I thought it was. So because
And a cute little ear.
the cyborg implants were kind of taking place of his peg leg from the original one, and I thought that was really cool how they went that route. And he had
I
the,
love
the
his
eye.
arm. His
Yeah.
arm was badass.
Oh yeah. Oh, especially when it changed around when he was doing the cooking and everything.
Yeah.
Which he actually stole the show in this movie. I enjoyed his voice acting, the actor's voice acting for Long John Silver throughout this whole movie. I thought he was great.
What they did with his character was so, from a writing standpoint, gorgeous.
Yeah.
He was probably the deepest character in the story.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
He was the most nuanced villain I think that there possibly has ever been from any Disney film, arguably from any film.
Yeah.
Just the way he plays this mentorship role, this father figure, this betrayer, and everything else all at the same time, and everything's pulling at it. I mean, I guess you could say Snape.
When I was a kid, I didn't even peg him as the bad guy of the film.
That's a good analogy. Yeah, Snape.
Yeah.
He's a bad guy with a heart.
No, like when I was little,
Yeah.
I didn't even like picture like, oh, if there had to be like the main bad guy, it was the scorpion looking fucker.
Oh yeah, Scroop.
Yeah.
And I mean he's evil. Yeah, but
Would you put him in the same realm as Riddick?
Misguided, but has something they need to complete. Has wanted to complete that their whole life. And now they no longer give a damn what they have to do to get that thing. That's what I categorized him as. And that isn't always like the bad person. It's somebody who's blinded by their desire to complete a life mission.
Agreed.
yeah, but like without him, you would have had almost no forward movement of the storyline.
Right. Well, he came in a fatherly figure for
Yeah,
Ben.
and he pushes
Not
everything.
Ben, Jim, sorry.
Yeah, and of course we have the main character being Jim, but you're right, Long John Silver, he steals the show.
Yeah.
He is, I think, the biggest influence on anything and everything that happens in this movie.
Oh yeah.
And I have a huge appreciation for the way they wrote that character.
No, he was great. Like I said, it was really touching to see him, touching on how he was like a fatherly figure for Jim, because Jim lost did his father walk away from the family?
Father just
Yeah.
dipped out.
Okay, I couldn't figure out if he went to like some war or if he went someplace.
Well, they don't know what happened to him.
It didn't make sense.
They pretty much showed him just walking away.
Yeah.
He went to sea, and no one knows what happened to him. He just never came back.
Common Disney
He could have
trope.
been killed at sea. He could have been off with some hussies.
He
could have been.
He took the ship out to get some milk and just fucking
Yeah.
I always looked at it as in Silver and his father are basically two sides of the same coin. His father had the same, like, at least, no confirmation or anything. I always assumed his dad went out to go find treasure just like Silver did and never came back because his father had a desire he wanted to complete. Silver did as well. But the difference between Silver and his dad is Silver gave up that dream to save Hawkins.
Right.
His dad never did. That's why I felt like it was so important to have that showing you how important finding Treasure Planet was to the cyborg.
Right.
To have him let go of that ship to be like, no, I'm not going to do the same shit your father did to you.
and that wasn't even his motive. His motive was entirely internal.
Oh, I'm aware of that. It was just like
But yeah.
being like taking a step back to see how it was framed and stuff. Like it was very much so a representation of this is the better father figure because they've literally decided to let go of their passions to save your life.
Yep. Or is it
Honestly, if nobody has ever been in the Navy, and I have, you don't understand the call of the ocean.
Yeah.
yeah. There's
it is-
something fucking primal.
It is sadistic. Like you just once you have been out on the ocean and have watched the waves, it's hypnotic. The smell of the ocean is hypnotic.
I love the smell of the ocean.
And when
Salt
you're
air.
not out there, you just want it again.
Yep. No, it really
And-
does call to you.
And for these sailors and pirates and who go out there and whalers and whatnot in those times, they go out there and they're out there for 18, 20, 24, 36 months at a time.
Right.
And they come home and you step on land and you don't smell that ocean and you don't feel
It's not
that
home
churning
anymore.
under your feet anymore. It's hard.
Yeah.
I've been told that it's like spinning, like you sit there and you spin in place for like a good 45 seconds and then stop and you expect the world to keep spinning with you, but it's solid ground and you're just not.
Right. You don't eat. I wasn't out on a full cruise, but even being out on for the short period of time I was, when I stepped back on land, it was like I want to go back out on the boat.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be on dry land.
A good relation to that. You ever seen the movie The End of Waterworld with Kevin Costner?
Yeah.
Mariner.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I actually like that movie. I know a lot of people shit on it, but
No,
I like
I
that movie.
no, I enjoy
I
it too.
love that movie.
It's a bad movie, but it's a fun movie, and I enjoy it.
Yes.
Well,
But that scene Kevin Costner at the end when he's on land, he's getting, they called it land sickness because they're all used to being
Yeah.
on the water,
Yep.
and he wanted to go right back on the water. He just didn't care for being on land.
now, and on top of, just wanting to be on the ocean, again, I think it's something primal. If you've never experienced it, then it you don't know what you're missing.
Right.
But if you go out, you're out in deep sea, it hooks into you.
Yeah.
But on top of that, if you're out with a crew, again, for, 18, 36 months at a time, men bond with each other through shared trauma.
Right.
That is a hard fucking life.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Every other day, it is life or death. You will never have that kind of camaraderie again ever again in your life
Yeah.
than you have when you're on a ship.
Yeah.
And you will long for that as well. It's an addictive lifestyle. I think it is.
Yeah.
I've been on a ship and in the storm, and I've walked on the walls of a boat because it was listing that far.
Yeah.
I've seen videos of guys sitting on the floor and just scooting back and forth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've enjoyed
Puking their
that.
brains out too sometimes
Like,
because they're getting
to me
seasickness.
that was like
Fun.
that was life.
Yeah.
and like now I've been out of the Navy for 37 years, and I still miss it.
Well, you're still young. You can still get out there.
Well, I want to go on a cruise, but I'm never gonna walk on the wall of a boat again.
If you can help it.
If you do that on a cruise ship, you got problems.
I'd say 30 to 40 years by now. They'll
But if
probably
it
have
happened,
cruises in space.
If it happened, I would.
You know what to
like,
do.
It would be bliss.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, oh my god, I felt this before. It is great.
There's nothing like it.
Well, the thing I loved about this movie is the water, the space was the ocean.
Yeah.
And I love how they treated that, like the ships.
whales.
They actually look like
Yeah,
clippers.
space whales.
Yeah, that was pretty cool actually. And
I love their character design for this.
Yeah,
They
Or
look like
creature
giant,
design, sorry.
They look like giant sky calicos.
they remind me of Avatar.
Yeah, yeah.
The water, the second one, and everything else. But there was also another thing I also noticed in this movie is that there was a lot of aliens that looked just like the aliens from Lilo and Stitch.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked like there was like the same type of animation and
models,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah, because I've seen that movie a million times, and not because I want to.
Matter of fact,
I
wasn't
can't stand that movie.
Stitch in one of the scenes?
Yes. He's on when he's
He's on
reading
the bookshelf, isn't he?
bookshelf. Yes, he's
Yeah.
wearing an astronaut costume.
This came out after
Before.
Lilo and Stitch?
Before.
Before.
So this is when Disney leaves Easter eggs in their movies to tell you what's going to be coming next. Like
Yeah.
if you watch Lilo and Stitch, there's the poster of Milan. Milan comes. You watch
So wait a minute. Stitch is in Treasure Planet.
yes.
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 It's
didn't know that.
It's in the very beginning when his mom and him are reading the story. If you look on the bookshelf,
Absolutely, yes.
he's wearing a little spacesuit.
What an adorable intro to a movie.
That was awesome.
Yeah, you're right.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah, because like, I don't know. I can't think of any other way to drive home this quaint home life feel of single mom just, having such a good childhood relationship with her kid. That just was exemplary of that, and just immediately
hold on.
plunged you
It's
into
a
that.
Disney trope.
Was
I've never
at
had
the
that
beginning of the
growing up,
movie though, she
but
wasn't a
seeing
single
that
mom
was like so heartwarming.
because didn't his
Oh,
father?
that's true. That's
because
true.
they showed his father leave when he was older.
Yeah, but
little
we
bit older
also
than that, yeah.
we also
Yeah.
didn't see Dad in that opening scene.
Like I
Right,
said.
we didn't see it, but we saw Dad
was
leave.
always,
But
Dad was always away.
Yeah, I was about
That's
to say.
true.
Dad came home. He's like, Dad, look at the little boat I built. And he's like, good job, bud. Patted his head and walked away. And that's the day he left. So he has a habit of coming spiral door.
Was he a
spiral
space?
door.
Was he like a space sailor or something like that?
I got the
You
vibe
never
merchant.
really, yeah. I mean, really don't know.
Yeah.
because they only showed the father.
But they
I was-
actually showed him.
once
That's
or
the
twice.
thing.
Or
You see
something.
his back going to the boat
Right.
or ship or whatever spaceship. Fuck spaceship. What would you call those spaceships?
Yeah, it's a ship in space.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, because they look like clipper ships. That's what I loved about it. They actually look like clipper ships in the ocean or in space, which
Yeah.
I love their design.
is creative. It was very creative.
I also liked that if you looked at. So this is just kind of more like an emotional thing. If you looked at the way his mom looked when she was waiting for him to come back at port, they did a very good job of animating the. Is he actually here? Is he actually going to be
Yeah,
here?
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they have always done a great job of. I mean it's 2D animation. Every single frame is very meticulously done.
You say
Yes.
that, but how many times have I seen Pause Disney and they're like, "Ugh."
Oh, they do that shit on purpose, man. They have fun with it. They've actually there was a whole thing about.
That's why you never pause Disney.
I love pausing
catch-
Hercules.
Yeah, you catch them in weird positions.
Yeah, it was
Hercules
like-
is the best to do it with.
It was like 2 years ago, maybe, where Disney actually came out about how they're really cracking down on their artists because they kept finding them doing that shit, and they're getting tired of it.
There's a funny thing I saw online about Tarzan is that when in the animation it looks like that he's on the vines, but it looks like it's up his ass.
Yes.
Basically,
Yeah.
like basically he's clamping his butt cheeks on the vine and like.
Well,
and
he's
going-
like holding her with both hands.
yeah, but he's on the vine. It's like, oh, so where's the vine at? It's up his ass.
It's being clamped between his butt cheeks and his toes.
So that's animation though. But the fact is, the animation in this was actually quite beautiful. I was actually really impressed with the animation of this. Like I said, the early 2000s animations always evolved throughout the years. I mean, we just did Beavis and Butthead, and that animation, even though it's a very old, crude, old animation,
Yeah.
it still looks good. I mean, I remember
This was just a 5-course meal for the eyes.
yes. This I would say this is good space eye candy
Yeah.
for animation. And
This is a good intro film to kids who have interest in space and stuff to show them to see if they want to solidify studying stars and stuff.
see, that's what I think about Atlantis being under the sea.
I mean, I am a doctor. I'm not that kind of
Although
doctor. I
I
have a
feel like
doctorate. I
Atlantis
just
would
can't
be
help
more of
anyone.
an intro film to
That
like
is my absolute favorite line in this
mythology.
movie.
I feel like at least the
Absolutely
animated
favorite
one.
line.
Yeah.
What was it, Crystal?
With the animated Atlantis, I feel like that one is more of a because you don't spend a lot of your time in that movie underwater.
No, it's in caves.
Yeah, I feel like that one's a good introduction to geology and archaeology and mythology.
Yeah, you got a point. Yeah.
Which watching that movie, I fell in love with the mole. Just igneous.
Talking about Mole.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a fun character.
Fucking love the mole.
No, I actually enjoy that movie. I actually and my kids hate it. They don't care for it.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, I put it on for them and they were like, and it's like, Dad, you like this movie? I was like, just like the Brave Little Toaster. I put that on and they were like bored out of their mind. I'm like, I was smiling the whole time. I was like, I grew up with this shit. See, that's the thing. When movies are nostalgic, just like this is nostalgic to you because you two grew up on this. Mike, me, and Adam grew up on different animated movies that, and it's a whole different experience. So that's the whole thing about nostalgia. So this is nostalgia to you.
Mike and I grew up on Flintstones. Come on now.
I grew up on Flintstones. I grew up with Jetsons. Come on.
I was going to say
I'm not that old from
Flintstones,
you.
Jetsons,
That was a Saturday morning cartoon.
fucking Betty Boop, probably.
No, I wouldn't go that
Betty
far.
Boop.
No, that probably be Mike's right there. That he was old enough to watch Betty Boop. I mean, that was. I mean,
Not
seriously.
Betty Boop. Popeye.
Yes.
Yeah,
There we go.
There you go,
Popeye the
Popeye.
Sailor, man. Yep. Popeye was good.
Hell yeah.
Could use some spinach
So-
right
Love me
now.
some Popeye.
The one thing that everybody has to address is that probably one of your favorite characters was this little pink morphic jello character named Morph. And I just love it.
Keep an eye on this pup. Let me know if there be any more distractions.
The sound
The
effects
sound
were
design was phenomenal.
Yeah.
pretty funny. No, the thing that cracked me up about it was whenever he turned into a little miniature of people.
Yes.
That made me laugh.
Huh?
It kind of reminded me of Aladdin
Friends?
because
Yeah.
the genie did that
Well,
a couple times.
he was designed after the genie.
A little uglier.
I could see that, especially like bee, like when he does the whole bee thing and everything
Yep.
else. Like that's perfect. So
Yeah, he was designed after the
no
genie.
shit. And it's funny because he is basically like a parrot for Long John Silver,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's like a gooey blob character or something like that.
And it was a genius way to go about it.
no, it was funny
Because it gave great comic relief.
Yeah.
Gave everybody, I want that toy.
Right.
You know, you can't watch this
Play-Doh.
movie. Yeah, exactly. You can't watch this movie and think, I didn't like Morph. Get the fuck out of here.
No, Morph was fun. He was a fun character. I enjoyed the little pink blob. It was, but like I said, when he did the little miniatures of all the things and with his little
He's sassing the captain.
his little chipmunk voice,
Yeah.
that cracked me up. Yeah, I
Yeah.
enjoyed that.
So who was your favorite
But this is easy.
character?
Well, so we're not counting Morph, right?
We're not going to count
Okay.
Morph.
Damn it.
Why can't you?
I guess.
It's your
Obviously,
favorite character.
he was mine. I loved him.
Okay, then
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I love
I would
Morph.
count Morph. Morph is fucking cool. How about you, Mike?
Fucking Morph, man. Look,
Yeah.
Would you like to have a little blob on your shoulder?
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
If my smart mouth could come out with a little cloud of blob and help me be smart mouth, that would be fucking awesome.
It's like a little pink conscience.
I'd take that little fucker to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He could say all the shit that I'm not allowed to say at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Just-
Oh, I'm
sorry,
sorry, man. I can't control
Was
it.
it me? It was
would
the
be.
cloud.
My emotional support morph. What about you, Crystal?
No, I'm going last.
Oh, okay. Damn.
She always picks unique ones, so I'm actually curious what she has because I don't think it's gonna be
I
different.
got a
from
feeling
everybody
everyone
else.
here is going to say morph. So I always want to hear.
I'm not saying Morph.
Okay.
No, mine's is Long John Silver. I enjoy Long John Silver because I love pirates. Just like Davy Jones
He's
is
a
like one of
dick.
my favorites.
'Cause
He's a dick, but he's a very good fatherly figure, and I enjoyed the way I loved his voice. The like I said, the voice actor is so stupendous with it. I was very impressed with how he sounded, and I was looking him up trying to find him. I was like, I don't even know who this guy is. I looked him up, but he did so well. He put so much emotion in that character. I enjoyed Long John Silver, just the cyborg, and it's very sci-fi. And I love pirates. I mean, who doesn't love pirates?
Yeah. Everybody fucking loves
I mean,
pirates.
shit. And so yeah, Long John Silver was mine.
Fair. I'm gonna have to actually go with Jim.
Because you relate to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you know that this free spirit always fucking up, and then gets this huge growth arc, and really, he doesn't exactly achieve what he was trying to, but he made something of himself. He
did better than what he thought he was going to.
yeah, he was actually able to achieve something without ever having the building blocks from childhood to have gotten there.
Yeah.
So
No, that works. Can I guess yours? Because I think I know what it is. Is it David Hyde Pierce?
No,
The one that gets
That wasn't
hooked
a
up with the
character in the movie.
Catwoman.
oh okay.
Oh,
yeah.
dog dude.
Yeah.
Nah,
No.
it's not Delbert.
is it Ben?
Yes.
I have no idea. I figured it was gonna be Ben.
Centroid, another mechanism.
Literally, we were watching the movie, and I'm like, baby, you don't understand. That is so you. And he's like, why is that me? I'm like, because I would be sitting here telling you that I have something desperately important to do and that I can't do it because of this reason. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me go do this one thing right here that is exactly what you say you cannot do.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, would
I'm
it
just
help?
gonna go out the back door. Oh, would that help you?
I think, and you think Martin Short was a good voice for that.
Oh, yes.
So you don't want to think, Robin Williams is good in just about anything. It would have been
I
interesting to
think
see.
Martin Short was the perfect voice for
Oh
that.
yeah,
Absolutely.
No,
we're-
when I said earlier, and maybe before we even started the show, that I can see Robin Williams doing it. Now, I'm not saying he would have done it. Martin Short was perfect for it.
Yeah.
So,
Martin's got that really weird high
he does,
pitch.
but I can see Robin also doing it.
It would be a very different character.
It would have been different. Yes.
Mike and Adam, do you remember? Because I don't think you guys have seen it. I guarantee you haven't seen it. The movie Clifford
Oh yeah.
with Martin Short, where he
Martin
plays
Short.
a kid. Mm-hmm. Did you get any vibes of that on Ben? The way that he was yelling
Hold
and
the
everything.
fuck on. That was Martin Short as one of the kids in Clifford?
No, I'm not talking about Clifford the dog.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like the old like
No,
1990s animated Clifford.
No, he actually Martin Short in his adult size. They put him on his knees.
adult
and
size.
he played a kid.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious. It is the weirdest fucking movie in the world, but he plays an annoying. It's like Problem Child with Martin Short, but he's a child. But he's I think in his 30s when he did it. But they actually put him on his knees to walk around like he's walking around like a kid. You guys remember that movie? Yeah. See, that's something I grew up in the 90s with. But if you check out Clifford Martin Short, you see a picture of it. I'll have it on the screen at the bottom. But it's definitely interesting.
1994.
Yep. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. If you watch that movie, the way that he plays a little kid, like he plays a little 12-year-old. Literally, it's really fucking strange. But that's 90s gold right there. Yeah.
That's funny.
But it's probably. I'm surprised that both you know about it because I remember seeing that as a kid. So, but sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah, I live with him.
Okay.
So everybody had something different other than you two. You two were both for the Morphe guy.
I mean, everybody loves Morph.
Morph was so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, he's a typical Disney, like, well, first of all, there was two. It was Ben and Morph that were more of the comic relief in this movie. Even Delbert was a little bit of comic relief, just a slightly. He had that.
really want to
But
go.
Morph was a hero too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was. He was
He was
interesting.
a little shit.
He was a little shit, yeah. But he ended up being a hero.
Yeah.
But no, I think it worked out. It's just
He was more complex than they made him.
Yeah.
Than you think he would be.
I think you're right.
Especially when you see him pick Hawkins over Silver when they're having that fight, and you see Morph actually get scared of Silver.
Yeah.
Like he said, he's been with him since he found him. I'm sure Morph has seen Silver do some terrifying shit in his day, and to be scared of him.
And I have to admit, before nor since have I ever heard someone use the term "by thunder" and it goes so fucking hard. When Jim goes "by thunder," you're like, "Holy fuck!" Okay, you in there? God damn, dude.
Dude, the way they animated his stank face when Morph hit behind his shoulder, like, "Oh, you scared Morph? Fuck you."
Yeah. No, that was fantastic.
it was some funny animation.
Yeah.
Real fast before I forget about it even. The animator that helped make the scene at the very end when they're having that heartfelt moment between Hawkins and Silver, the guy said he pulled from his own experience because he was 17 playing football and he had been trying so hard to get the starting lineup. I think like as a halfback or something, like football terms. I don't speak football.
Right.
And he's like, I was going up against this one guy. He was bigger, and he was the coach's favorite dude. I got the spot. I played maybe 3 times, got the ball once, and then coach took me off, put the other guy on, and I never played again. At the end of the game, the assistant coach came out, sat me down, and was like, dude, you're going to do amazing things. I know you worked really hard to get that lineup. It should have been yours, and it wasn't right what happened to you today. And they sat down and they had an emotional moment. They cried together in the parking lot. And he's like, I tried desperately to get as close as I could to that moment in animating between Silver and Hawkins so that way other people could at least get a fraction of that feeling.
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah.
Didn't think that. That's
Actually,
crazy.
that's just a good time to bring it up. This is one of my favorite scenes because, obviously you have that the speech about, you got the makings of greatness in you, son. And one day...
The makings of greatness.
Yep.
And one day I hope that I'm there to catching some of the light coming off your sails. And that was a beautiful little scene where you start to see him, kind of peeling back the layers of armor.
Yeah.
Showing that, damn it, I actually give a fuck about this kid. But then toward the end of the movie, when they're coming back to the spaceport, Jim catches Long John Silver getting ready to make his escape because that's what he does. He's a survivor. He's not there to put down roots. It's just not him. And Jim recognizes that, and they have this great little speech because they know that it's just who they are. They have to go their separate ways. A lesson that some people can probably learn from. But go ahead and play that.
Murphy, we gotta make tracks.
You never quit, do you?
Ah, Jimbo. Ha ha. I was merely checking to make sure
I love the
last
accordion
longboat was
and the
safe
music in this.
Secure.
Wow. That should hold it.
I taught you too well. Now, if you don't mind, we'd just as soon avoid prison little Morphy here. He's a free spirit. Being in a cage, it'd break his heart.
God, that bass hum of the engines.
It's a good score.
They did a great job with it.
James Newton Howard.
What say you ship out with us, lads? You and me, Hawkins and Silver. Full
they
of
knew it wasn't gonna
ourselves
happen.
and no ties to anyone.
You know, when I got on this boat, I would have taken you up on that offer.
I got a great question after this.
But I met this old cyborg, and he taught me that I could chart my own course. That's what I'm gonna do.
And what do you see off that bow of yours?
A future.
Look at you, glowing like a solar fire. You're something special, Jim. You're going to rattle the stars, you are.
Mike, you crying?
I see you wiping away.
Got a bit of grease in the cyborg eye of mine.
And that's when I
Hey,
cried.
Morph, I'll see you around, okay?
See you around. Fuck human feelings.
Murphy, I got a job for you. I need you to keep an eye on this.
I like how you repeated the same thing.
Will you do me that extra favor? Oh, and one more thing. As for your dear mother, to rebuild that inn of hers.
Stay out of trouble, you old scalawag.
Why, Jimbo lad, when have I ever done otherwise?
A little Celtic jig at the end was
Yeah.
No, that's the thing. I loved how even though it was like a very sci-fi score, and then it had a little bit of that like old school, like
folk.
folk music type of score. James Newton Howard did a great job on that. But I do have a question. If you were Jim, would you go with him, or would you have stayed?
Jim was 15 at the end of this movie.
Okay.
I would have gone.
All right, Crystal,
No?
you would have stayed. You, Craig?
No.
Oh,
No, I'm trying really hard not to laugh because I just remembered something that I read about the movie. The jig started and it made me think about it. And I'm like, I'm gonna save that for a minute.
No, I would have mailed her the jewels and gone.
okay.
I probably would have stayed at 15. Now, yeah, if it was several years later and think it then maybe if I was 18 to 20, maybe I would have gone. But at 15, I think probably would have stayed just to make sure that everything needed to be done to make sure mom was.
No, let's be
Taken care
clear.
of.
It's not because I had a bad home life at that point. I was just a fucked up kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver didn't want him to actually go though.
Yeah, I know.
I wouldn't have, because I knew that I would have felt it, that he was like, I'm just offering this because, like, I personally it would be amazing if we could, but I know it would ruin your life, and I don't want you to do this, kid.
Right. That's my thing, is that at that age, that wouldn't have been the right thing for him at that time.
Okay.
And it was better for him to finish growing up with his mother, make sure that she's, the ends rebuilt, things taken care of everywhere, because at that point, she's still
15 is when I started like going after my adventures, man.
Yeah.
Hell, that's when he just got the captain of the ship to say she was putting in a good word for a school for him to go to a fucking space academy, whatever it is.
Right.
So
yeah, because there was supposed to have been a sequel where he was at the academy.
Really? There wasn't even a sequel to this?
There's supposed to have been, but
because they shit the bed on marketing.
Yeah.
They didn't have the funds.
Oh, that's
Fuckers.
Mike, how about you?
No, you can't go with him. The guy has proven that he's not trustworthy.
I mean, fact.
There is that. There is that. And touche. Like,
He gave you the gold and the gems. Like, that's cool. Thank you. You did one good thing in your life, but the rest of everything you've done up till now has been shit. I'm going back to my mom. I'm going to help build this thing. I'm going to go to the academy like the captain promised, and I'm going to make something of my life. I can't go with you because you're just going to fuck me over.
Catch me in 20 when I can have a beer.
See,
Exactly.
I'm with Chase on this because I would love to be a part of the pirate life. And yeah, it could be a miserable life. You're out there looking for gold. You're being hunted down by,
how much more alive can you be, though?
Exactly. Enjoy it. Life is short. I understand going to school and everything else and making something of yourself, but he was Long John Silver was very adventurous, and I would have loved to be a part of that. So I would have actually gone with him and learned from him, from his adventures. I mean, because he seemed like he had I don't know. See, the thing is, he's been injured. What was his story and how he lost his leg? What was it again?
You give up a few things chasing a dream.
I remember that. Yeah. So they didn't
all it
really
is.
explain it all that much.
Which is fucking hilarious because for a few years now, probably about 10 years, there's been a meme circulating around from there was a Comic-Con or like a comic convention or whatever.
Yeah.
And somebody had hung up a warning sign talking about the cosplay chicks, and it says, do not finger the cyborg girls. And it cuts to him. You give up a few things, chasing a dream.
It was funny.
So you kind of opened up that door now. I want to drop my favorite piece of lore about this movie.
God.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Keep your whore mouth shut. All right. So, at the end of this movie, we all know the cat and the dog end up together and they have 4 kids.
Cat dog.
He gave birth to them.
Wait, what?
Like a seahorse.
He gave birth to them. The dog is canonically the one that gave birth to the kids.
Where the fuck did you find this?
It was a deleted scene.
Disney scrapped this scene because they felt that it was already crazy enough that a cat and a dog were having kids. They didn't want to throw it in your face that he's the one that gave birth. But rewatch it. He's holding the majority of the kids. He birthed those children.
That's.
Ghostbusters.
I'm glad they deleted that because that would have fucked the
To
whole
be
movie
fair,
for
it's
me.
very out of taste from what Disney usually does these days.
But it
so-
was an
But
alien
nowadays,
species.
it probably would have been accepted. That's the thing. Nowadays, it would be accepted. Back in 2000, not so much.
They were an alien species. Who's to say dogs and that one aren't the ones that have the womb?
like I said, seahorses.
So,
Ever.
God, just picturing that is just. Okay.
So
yeah.
he's sitting here thinking, I
Yeah,
would
we're-
rather look at Captain Amelia.
No. I never found her for even an animated Catwoman or Fury, whatever the fuck she
I
is.
don't know, man. The personality alone is like, God damn.
Spicy.
Yeah.
She seemed like she was the fucking top and he was the bottom. I mean, seriously, that's.
Oh no, she was definitely breaking some stones on
yeah.
Arrow.
Oh yeah, she was she was the dominant one.
Ah, she's just looking like a mountain to me. Something to conquer. But that's just me.
That's
No,
crazy.
she wanted to be dominated.
That's really,
Yeah.
That's really a deleted. That's really a
there's
deleted
some-
scene.
There's some heavy brat in there.
Well, that's why her
Oh,
face.
Jesus Christ. This is what happened to me. This movie.
And you're just now getting this?
Ah, fuck. Teen Titans hit and Raven. I was like, oh, I love
Babe.
goth bitches.
Babe, we were watching
Then
this.
this movie came out. I'm like, oh, I gotta get me one of them brats.
We were watching this, and I'm sitting here thinking, yep, this is one of your formative films. That's why I showed you one of mine where it was like,
I'm learning so much about myself right now.
Chase's therapy session.
This is fantastic.
Disney animated movies, the therapy for Chase.
Well, today is International Women's Day, so
I don't celebrate that.
That's fucking funny. Oh, damn it.
I know someone who does.
We do know someone who
I'm
celebrates that. Wonderful timing.
My volume was down.
Everybody give a round of
My volume
applause
was
for
down.
Ron.
I tried. My volume was down. Because I turned it down for the shit. I was like, oh, fuck, the volume's down.
Just
Now-
call him Internet Explorer.
Now we now we can see Netscape. Now we can see how now we can see how good he is at editing to cut out those couple seconds between.
Oh, shit.
Fantastic. There you go.
See, I got that one right.
Almost.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Do you have a particular favorite scene?
Oof, I got to think about that one. I'm trying to think. Mike.
well, I'm gonna go with where my favorite line of the movie is. That'll be my favorite scene, which is, "Dang it, Jim!
I got it.
I'm an astronomer, not a fucking doctor."
Believe it or not, I got that too, the Star Trek reference.
I'm not a doctor. I mean, I'm a doctor. I have a doctorate. I'm not that kind of doctor. I can't help anyone.
Yeah, I definitely got that because I was watching that, and me and Sammy were watching this. I was like, that's a Star Trek reference. I was like,
Yeah.
that was great. Yeah, I can see that. I got mine.
That was fantastic.
The introduction to John Silver in the cook in the kitchen.
Yeah.
That scene right there when he was making the whole little soup or stew, whatever he made, and everything else, and the little eyeball comes out and it's morph.
Bonza Beast. Stew.
Yeah.
No, the eyeball coming out of the soup is not Morph. He ate that and swallowed the eyeball. Morph was a spoon.
Morph was a spoon.
Was he okay? I don't know how I got that mixed up in my head.
Yeah, he
but-
just straight ate someone's eye.
Yeah.
They weren't using it.
Oh, I didn't know it was a spoon. I thought it was the eye.
No, Morph was the spoon.
Morph was
Oh,
a spoon.
okay. I got
The
it mixed
eyeball
up.
came from the dog's bowl.
Yeah. Well, the John Silver introduction was my
Family
favorite.
Recipe.
Yeah,
Family Recipe.
Just hearing him speak,
Family in it.
hearing the accent and everything else, and the way he had like I said, he had so much emotion and the way he talked and everything, so much characterization.
Characterization.
Characterization. I still said it wrong. Still said
Spin
it
the
wrong.
wheel, my good sir.
Ron,
You just want to give me a fucking
That was
punishment.
3.
say
Yeah,
the
no,
alphabet
that was-
right fucking now so I know you're not having a stroke.
A B C D E F G H I J.
Holy fucking shit.
I was going
Do
fast.
you smell toast? There is no toast being
Wait, you
made.
gotta call a vote.
Hold it!
There's at
Don't
least 2
spin
over
that
here.
fucker.
No, everybody's got to vote.
Okay, there's 1, 2,
I already said grab it.
3.
Mike,
What did you do?
you got to vote.
He couldn't say characterization.
Characters.
He said it wrong.
He
He
only
still.
tried once.
Oh,
No,
no,
he
he
did
did
not.
3
not.
times.
He
Yeah.
said 3 times before that time.
Yeah, I did.
And we even sat here and said it's slow.
You
But
got
don't spin fucking self-destruct, please.
I have to say nay.
And then spin it with
So
him,
I'm gonna
bitch.
spin it with him.
Oh, hold on, wait. You're on your mouse pad. Get a level. There you go.
God damn.
He spun that shit like Captain Amelia on some.
Crystal Picks.
Ooh,
What
perfect.
the fuck?
Perfect timing.
She's over here manifesting.
Wow. Landed right. You did something to that fucking wheel. No, it's Crystal Picks.
No, he has to do it too. Oh, you got Everclear, bitch.
I voted with you.
Oh, you got Everclear.
Oof.
I believe the Everclear is over there. What do you got for me? Here, Crystal, you are making my shot. Wow. Can't go a show without a punishment
Fucking
shot.
happy.
Yeah, she loves this shit. Everclear is not. Although you said your corn thing is.
I can feed him corn again.
I
Yeah.
know that's what you said. I think you said that on the.
I now
They Live
no
show.
longer have a weakness to go.
I made nachos for
Everclear.
like a week straight. Oh, I was in heaven.
I've had papusas and nachos and
Fuck.
Taco soup. I can make taco soup the right way again.
she's so happy.
Yeah.
Ew.
I can't believe it landed right on Crystal Picks. When she's here, it lands right on Crystal Picks. Like she was waiting for that. I was hoping for a self-destruct.
Everclear is bullshit, man.
Everclear's fine.
Everclear is like for kids.
Well, look who's drinking. It's Chase.
I feel like I would have to disagree.
we actually got a fan request, and they're actually providing us moonshine for the movie Lawless, which is interesting.
Are they providing it, or do you want us to provide
No, they're providing it.
really, really good shit?
No, they're providing good shit.
Dude, I got a gallon of
real
moonshine.
shit.
Next time I come down, if I still have
He
it, I'll
says
bring
it's
it
from
back.
West
If you
Virginia.
still have it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Tickle from Moonshiners
still have it.
himself has claimed that it's the best in the nation.
I have no idea. Well,
Our own source. He's only been shining since he was 8 years old.
uh-oh. I see pink.
It's always nice to see.
Usually
pink.
when I see pink,
Now
I
be-
smile.
Now, before he drinks that, do we need to bring the trash can over? Okay.
Actually, that doesn't smell bad. Actually,
It was nice.
We're going to learn today.
that smells pretty good. All right. Here's our punishment shot.
It's been a while since I've had Everclear. Skull.
Salute.
Roast.
That was good. What is that?
Jameson and apricot.
Peach schnapps?
No, I think it might have been peach, but it looked like
I
apricot.
think it's peach. No, I think it's peach schnapps.
Oh, I love peach schnapps.
It was on your next to your mini fridge, but that mixed with Jameson.
Yeah, that was good. Actually, that's actually a good mix-up. I actually like peach schnapps. Yeah, I think that's peach schnapps. I don't have an apricot. I think it's peach.
I really shouldn't like Everclear as much as I do.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes.
You actually enjoyed that.
I love Everclear.
Well, the fact that you're not going to get sick from it anymore.
Oh, isn't Chase a lightweight?
Very much so.
He's gotten better. He's gotten
Okay.
better. He's gotten better. And just like I've gotten better with things, because I used to be a major lightweight, and now it takes a lot to get me drunk. It sometimes.
Chase, I'm rooting for you, bro. I'm
I
rooting for you.
No,
that was-
I'm not allowed to get Everclear drunk anymore, though.
No.
I turned into a fucking asshole.
When was that? I think that was Fat Man. Remember Fat Man?
I believe so,
Yeah.
vaguely.
That was you. You could hear you puking in the background.
Yeah.
And I think you came back to the end of the show, and then Highlander was almost about this, or you left and then you came back or something like that. I don't know.
I think I totaled out, was it 9 or 12 shots? It was one or the other.
You were done before the
you
even
were
got
you
done
were
with
you were the
first movie.
lowest one. I was.
Yeah,
number,
but then
talking
I
about
kept drinking.
You talking about on Highlander?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd have to go back and look at my numbers.
he's got the whole numbers, and then
I literally sat through it 3 times, tallying, make sure I counted every one.
I'm telling you guys, it's on
It
our
was
YouTube
4,
channel.
Chase.
It's a
4.
two-parter. It was a 4.
No.
No, I think I
No, it was
tapped
more than
out
4.
after. No,
It was 9.
I tapped out after
It was
9.
9. It was 9.
And then I know I kept drinking after. So
Yeah, because I was like
Yeah.
21. I was the second, which I was pissed off about. But no, definitely check out the Highlander episode. It is on our YouTube channel, on our oldies. It's one of our classic. It was our 200th
Yes.
episode. Epic, long, and full of, fucking 40-something shots that Ragnar
It was
won.
5 hours? The show we were here for 7, but I think
yeah.
after you edited, I think you edited it down to maybe 5.
On YouTube, it is a two-parter. It's a part 1 and part
Okay.
2, but it was pretty epic. Adam was actually in the background because we actually had a huge peanut gallery for that one.
Yeah.
That's what fucked me up because my buddy from work, his phone turned on. So
Oh yeah, no, that wasn't an accident. The peanut gallery sometimes will be like, hey,
fuck this
turn
guy.
your volume up.
are you fucking with me? You did that?
No, I didn't,
Oh, but you're the one that knows about it.
because I just sit and listen. I got ears.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's what fucked me because I had to take like 3 or 4 shots in a row, and then I puked, and then I was out. I was so
Majority of
mad.
the time that, like, for example, if Stu brings over some new people, they sit down on the sofa and they're like, so what do we do? The girls will be like, oh, we just sit and listen, but make sure you keep the phone volume down low. Unless you want your person to take shots, then turn the volume ringer up really loud. And then, like, after a while, if nothing happens, they're like, yeah, turn your volume up real quick. Turn your volume up.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah, make sure to check out that episode. Amazing episode. So sorry for interrupting. So you, buddy, it's your episode.
Where are you going from here, Captain?
Oh, wait a minute. You were asking
To the stars.
Yeah, you're asking everyone's favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would never. I think I already went. So
You said you were
That's where I
enjoying
look at
his
the-
characterization.
The Everclear just hit him like a hammer.
already.
Sorry, I was just reminiscing on how much I enjoy Everclear.
Keys?
I'm gonna be fine here in a little bit, but yeah. Are you okay to drive?
Yes.
No.
But she's been drinking water.
No, she's
Did you
she's
forget
been
that I have
partying with a
shrooms?
fun guy today.
Oh. Okay. Interesting.
What's
Yeah,
your,
but when was the
the
last when did the party end?
3:30, 4 o'clock?
I stopped taking my party. The party stopped today at around like 2:30.
Oh,
wow.
So yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, it's a 6-hour dose.
yeah, but still.
I'm Peachy King.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word. Anywho, how about you? What is your favorite scene?
Even though I really like the scene, the black hole scene. You know, when the supernova and the black hole.
Yeah.
That was just the way they did that was just phenomenal.
Yeah, I really like
Even though we lost, what's his name?
Arrow.
Mr. Arrow.
Yeah, Mr. Arrow.
The rock dude.
Yeah. Just the way that scene was made and how it went, it was just phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah, I really liked that. I forgot about that. I'm really bad at remembering. Anyway, how about you?
I have two. Mm-hmm. The first one is when he first opens the orb.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Treasure Planet.
Reminded me of Prometheus.
And then the second one, simply because it just, for some reason, the animation just sits in my head. When Scrooge reaches down and grabs the plum and he's just sitting there, holds it, and then squishes it.
Some soft spots.
Yeah. The way that his little,
Pincer.
just kind of, just ever so gently presses the skin.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I don't know, like that. I don't know why that just one scene sits in my head, and I'm thinking just like, I definitely don't have a thing for hands or claws, but you did a very good job animating that scene.
Interesting. Okay.
You just want to be the perp.
Yeah, I want to be that weird fruit.
Oh my god.
No, perfect thing. I don't know how many people here have seen Arcane. I don't want to be many things in life, but I want to be that weird fruit that Jinx just took one bite out of and threw away. I would love to be that weird apple.
Got a thing for Jinx, huh? So do I. It's
All
cool.
right.
I would let her choke me with her braids.
I get it.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd be okay with being choked, but
That's not your thing, but it is mine.
So many references they get
And
from
she's
these
got
movies.
71 inches of it to do it with.
Jesus Christ.
have you seen Arcane yet?
No, I have
Me
not.
too. Oh, it is a beautifully animated series. Like
God,
it got me back
everyone
into
in
art.
that fucking show was hot.
I've heard of it. Like I said, I don't watch that much animation stuff, but I'm opening my world. I'm trying. I'm working on it.
The reason I always loved animation is because you're not limited to the bounds of reality. You can animate something being completely not achievable in this world.
Yeah. No, and they did a great job with Arcane.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll have to check that out.
I feel like
I figured it'd be the part when he's like fucking skateboarding in the beginning.
I really do like that.
That skateboard sail, whatever the hell you
It
call it.
was a solar
Solar
Solar Surfer.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I remember seeing that in the trailer when it first came out. I remember like that part.
I don't know. I feel like my favorite scene is after the booby trap went off. They're back on the sloop, and they're trying to get away. They realize they can't. And he says, and Jim's like, "No, turn around. I know what to do."
Right.
And everybody's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And Long John Silver just goes, "No, this is my boy. I fucking believe in him. Listen to the motherfucker. Turn this bitch around." And he just gets to work, helps him out, and Jim really, he really shows his ingenuity, his creativity to solve this issue.
Yeah.
And just full on commit. I know I might die here, but it's all we got. Let's fucking send it.
As someone with generalized anxiety, I did not like that scene because home dude falling down the crater. I'm sitting here as a little kid eating my fingernails down to the quick, like,
But it was so good. And it was funny because I was noticing when I was doing this last watch through of it before the show. I never realized why the laser cannon was providing or like what was going on there, but it was a revolver cartridge of some kind of propellant. I could never figure out what was happening there and why he had to keep kicking it. And when I
Right.
was younger, I don't know, but it was just a nifty little thing I noted this time around. But yeah, I think that was my favorite because it really demonstrated a clear turning point where this kid's now
using his
he's no longer just being defiant. He's no longer
Yeah.
just picking fights. He's fucking no. I have the reins now.
Right.
I've got this.
Yeah.
And taking control of his shit. And I think that is where you see where he no longer would have chosen to go with Long John Silver at the end. And I think it was a huge leap or bound in his character arc. But overall,
He matured.
yeah, it was that real turning point.
Yeah.
Overall, I love this movie. I'm glad we were able to do a pretty cool little review.
This was a fun episode, actually.
Yeah, I loved going over it at all. At this point, I would like to hear everyone's review.
Hold on one second.
Hold
What?
Mike, what were your plot holes?
I was just about to say.
Oh yeah,
I was
that's
just
right.
about to say, I actually have a question though for you for your plot holes. Was one of them that if any fucking buddy had taken 10 seconds to look down, they would have seen the red line?
No.
Really? You didn't pick the fact that there was the obvious booby trap? Was like, oh, just don't step on this line.
No, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, like they literally, there was a good like gap about this big between the opening of the portal and the little trigger for the booby trap. If they had just looked down and gone, oh, boink.
No, you got me on that one.
What are your plot holes, though?
So during the supernova, they made a big deal about Jim grabbing
The lifeline.
Silver's rope.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think I know where you're going.
So, and he's pulling him back up, like he's saving his life, but Silver was already tied off. Why?
No, the rope was hit by that meteor or whatever it was, and it was cut. You
Yeah,
could
the rope was cut in half.
Yeah,
Yeah, Silver was going to go float
Not
away.
Silver's rope
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
Yes.
Silver's rope was cut. You can see it flap up, the end of it flying around when he lunges to grab it.
Yeah, a meteor cut his rope.
Okay, my bad on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't.
But there
catch
is a
that.
plot hole there because at the end of that scene, Silver's rope is still tied off.
What-
That was just
that's
the best
what
of
I
an
call it.
animation.
No,
Like,
it was
I
after
didn't-
that they told him to to secure everybody's lines. He
Right.
could have very well easily taken the broken line, untied the part that was tied to the ship, and then retie the broken line.
It was only like 12 feet long. But okay.
All right.
All right, so that explains that one. I'm okay with that. That's a good explanation. So, Captain Flint,
Yes.
his body was there with the treasure. There were no other bodies around him. It didn't look like he was killed. It looked like he was just sitting there. There was no.
That's what we were going to get in the second one.
So
Okay.
there was going to be a more of a story about him.
Yep.
About One-Eyed Willie.
We were actually going to get more screen time with Mr. Arrow. We were going to get Flint backstory and what actually led to his demise. All kinds of shit. That
This was planned on being a trilogy, right?
I had never heard about trilogy. I know.
Okay.
I know about a sequel that
Well,
was planned, and
The planned sequel was Jim Hawkins and Kate, which was going to be his love interest and classmate at the Royal Interstellar Academy, must team with Long John Silver to stop the villainous Ironbeard from freeing the inmates
was
of
going to be-
Botany Bay. Willem Dafoe.
yeah, Willem
Yeah.
Dafoe was going to be.
He was going to
Iron
be Ironbeard.
So this was in production?
No, it was never in production, but it was
So
already.
Ironbeard was going to be Blackbeard. Like
Probably.
basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So, but it had never got to the point of it was in the planning stages.
Okay.
But I think they got a new CEO right around that time, and they literally canceled all sequels. So any movie that had a planned sequel at that time, they all got canceled.
well, the fact
Do you
is,
think it's too late in the game for them to launch the sequel these days?
it all really depends because
Probably isn't.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm
Why would it-
surprised,
why
I'm
would-
surprised they didn't make like a direct-to-video sequel like all other Disney movies.
It was
did.
going to be.
Yeah.
That's what the plan was, to be direct to video.
But he got
Oh, I-
axed.
But
Oh,
now
okay.
with Disney Plus,
Yeah, it's the
they could
perfect
actually
place for it.
Not only that, but they could actually make it a series.
Well, it all depends. It all really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect platform to do it now.
Right.
Well, no, hold on, hear me out.
It all-
As much as I would love to see it happen, Disney is not in a place that they're going to be doing stuff like that because at the current moment they were talking about doing a animated series for Tiana, the princess from The Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, they canceled that though.
Right.
They nixed that. Moana was supposed to get her own
They
independent.
nixed that.
They are in the habit right now of taking everything that has the potential to be a small independent series and just saying no, fuck it.
No, now they're just doing live remakes of all their animated
Mm-hmm.
movies. That's basically their whole thing now, which is every one that's been coming out is getting
Would
worse and
you
worse.
go see a live action of Treasure Planet?
You wouldn't be able to film it,
Yeah,
right?
probably I would.
That
Yeah.
would probably be just like they already did Lilo and Stitch, which is coming out this year, I believe. Yeah, that would be interesting because especially with the whole scientific, and it'd be like full of eye candy, and the way that Disney does their movies, like think of Thor: Love and Thunder or Thor Ragnarok, those type of colors, the colorful and everything else in
Yeah, I
space.
think they could do it.
Guardians of the Galaxy, that would be interesting. I wouldn't.
It would be very interesting.
Yeah, I could see
Oh,
that.
Tom Holland.
Oh, as
Jim.
as Jim, Spider-Man, basically.
I don't know. I feel like they might want to go with somebody even younger, though.
They can't
Much
go.
younger.
What if they did Joseph Gordon-Levitt? I mean, he's too old now.
Yeah,
But I
he's
mean,
fucking 30, 38.
Yeah. Older than that, probably.
I mean, they have the ability to like de-age everybody nowadays.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
I
they
would
could.
not spend
No.
that fucking money.
Yeah, no, I know they wouldn't, but I mean, Disney's had a lot of flops where they put a lot of money, like the Lone Ranger, which I fucking love. I think that's a great, entertaining flick. But what's the one from Mars? What is it? John from Mars or Mars from John? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Damn it. They did a lot of live versions. I forgot what it was, but it was I think it's John from Mars or something. I don't remember what it was, but they've had a lot of flops that they did.
I think you're just making up words.
That's like it was like along the same vein of He-Man. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Fuck,
I don't remember.
See-
Is it John from Mars? Hold on.
because he was very Hercules-esque character fighting these things on Mars.
I don't know if it was Disney.
John
Carter, yeah, there
John
we go.
Carter.
John Carter.
Oh,
Yeah.
John Carter, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They made a number. There's a second movie coming out now.
No, it was a flop. I don't think they're going to release any movie on that, are they?
That thing shit the bed.
There's a part 2 coming out.
Really?
Yeah, because that was along like the same year of I Am Number 4 or I Am Number 7 or something like that.
I've never heard of that one.
I think it was I am 4. I am
Yeah, I Am Number
I'm
4.
number 4.
I'll take a look at that. But John Carter too. Yeah, you're right.
I Am Number 4 was actually pretty good. I enjoyed that.
So
I'm trying to remember if I saw it or not. I remember
Oh,
the
I
movie,
know.
but I
Yeah,
don't
I've heard
remember
about
if I
that
saw
one. That one.
Yep.
Yeah, I've
did
heard
you
of that
ever
one.
see a movie? I think it was like called
Seen a few of
fuck you. Did I? I think
I
it's,
never saw the movie called Fuck You. I've never seen that one.
I'm sure
I
there is
highly
a.
recommend
I'm sure it's a pornography movie.
Shaving Ryan's Privates.
I've seen that one, yeah.
Have you seen? Have you
Oh,
seen?
mine just comes out.
Have you seen
The
Pump
cinematography
Friction?
on that one was beautiful.
There's a comedian talking about porno names, and because of him, I can never say the movie Pulp Fiction because he calls it Pump Friction.
That's a good movie too.
I've never seen it. I've just heard about it.
Shaving Ryan's
well,
Privates.
there's so many of
Pump
them.
Friction.
There's
Was it?
so many
Was
of them.
it?
Goodwill
Ass Pirate?
Humping?
Yeah, Goodwill Humping. Ass Pirates of the Caribbean.
Bareback
That's a
Mountain.
good one too.
Yeah, Bareback Mountain.
But no, like I think it's like the Great Mimsy or something like that. Like
yes, The Last Mimsy.
yes.
Last
That
Mimsy.
shit was good.
No, I feel like Treasure Planet fell into that same bracket of really great film, but nobody fucking knew about it.
Yeah.
Because that was like a direct release.
Well, it was The Last Mimsy was overshined by Race to Witch Mountain.
even that fucking flopped.
I've never seen that. Is that the one with the Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the original, because I watched the original of Escape the Witch Mountain and then Return to Witch Mountain.
Obviously, yeah. Was there 2 or 3?
There was, I think there was 3 of them. I don't remember the third one's name, but
Yeah.
like that was a big thing when I was a kid when those were on TV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mike, what trivia facts do you have for this movie? Because I know you always bring in your
Well,
research.
I have some more plot holes, which is
Oh,
He hasn't
Which-
finished yet.
when Jim stabs Silver in the cyborg leg, like he yells like it fucking hurts. The problem is it's a mechanical leg. It didn't hurt. How could it hurt?
Well,
sensor. I mean, there's androids out there that have like little sensor things.
I would venture to say, so this is a very mechanical utilitarian. I wouldn't say that this was like providing sensory feedback. I would say that depending on how he hit it, you know, when you catch a baseball just wrong on your baseball bat and it rings the piss out of your fingers,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe he had that, only it was an osteo implant where it goes right up his fucking femur. That would hurt like a son of a bitch.
That would.
That's a whole lot of maybe.
Yes, it is.
I
It's
went
more
to
the
hydraulic
imagination.
pressure.
It's what everybody would think would happen. So I mean,
Just the pressure.
yeah.
No, I was thinking like if what
Assumption.
keeping his leg to bend and all that. Like I went to hydraulics. If
Oh yeah, it was a pneumatic system. That's why you saw the steam come out.
well, yeah, I was assuming like maybe that loss of pressure he felt like. But for example, let's say that you're used to being at like a stiff level with your leg, and then all of a sudden, what's keeping your leg stiff now goes. Psst.
Of course, then again, there's also
But then all he did was reach down and rub it, and it was like, oh.
well, okay, so I got buddies that are half the men they used to be after an IED or whatever. And they'll smack the crap out of their prosthetic on a table or something, and they'll go, "Ow! Oh fuck! Wait a minute." That's
Yeah,
right.
because of the whole vibration,
limb.
something hitting.
No, it's just the fact that their brain registered that they hit something. And they're like, "Oh, I'm supposed to say ow." Wait a minute. There's nothing there to hurt.
Right.
So
Isn't that like
maybe it's
isn't that like the phantom leg theory or something like that?
So phantom limb pain is more of a constant feeling. It's almost never related to an occurrence to it, if you will.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things that it just throbs, it tingles, it
If you
feels
lost
like
your
it's
arm
on
in an
fire.
explosion, your arm
It's
is constantly
essentially
burning.
the nerve path that would have been from, say, the leg down there, where that nerve
Yeah.
path comes up through the existing leg.
Right.
That is getting triggered, and it's making you think that I've got a pain down at my foot. Wait a minute, my foot's not there. But
Okay.
it's that nerve path that's getting triggered.
Yeah.
That's making your brain think it's your foot.
They got really cool.
Also, why was Jim the only one who could open a map?
Oh, because
like,
he was
they
cool
didn't-
like that.
But they didn't
had a chisel.
explain why he was the only one who could open it.
He was like the chicken Hellraiser too.
Well, actually, he was the only one that watched the turtle open it, so maybe the turtle knew the secret passcode and he happened to
The
learn
turtle only opened the box.
Right.
it. No, that's right. Yeah.
It reminded me of Hellraiser with the cube. I'm not gonna
Opening
lie.
the box is not like opening the box.
I always just assumed the kid had autism and pressed the right buttons.
All right, Mike, give a 15-year-old a Rubik's Cube and give a 30-year-old a Rubik's Cube.
Touche.
See who solves it first.
Touche.
That's true.
Touche, saying you're a pussycat.
Because that's kind of was my first thought. It was like, oh, it's like a Rubik's
Yeah.
Cube. He just done.
Yeah.
Um,
But like they never really explain why he's the only one. Like
my
in other-
assumption is
in other
that when
movies
he
I've seen them explain why this
grabbed it
person
the
has
first
a special
time.
gift to open it.
Yeah, I always figured when he grabbed it the first time, he just got fucking lucky enough to hit the buttons or twist it in the right way and figured it out on accident first time.
I assumed it was.
Yeah, it's a one in I don't know how many million chance of it happening, but you're just like, oh, that actually fucking worked. I'm
It
gonna
looked like
remember
the
that.
way,
Come on,
the way
come
they
on.
made it look, though, it looked like it was like he was seeing as he was doing it the pattern to do it. Because
Maybe.
you look, it's not like it was buttons where he just. It looks like he was looking at it and moving it like what you would do with a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
and
he also
and a lot
displayed-
of times younger kids can see that spatial change and they're I'm done.
He also displayed mechanical savant
Right.
Yeah.
type thought processes.
I just think this is a hidden sequel to Star Wars. He just has the Force.
I like it.
Because this couldn't fit in the Star Wars universe.
I like I said, I
I
thought
don't
the
know.
kid.
I just find it hinky, and like it. I just that's a plot hole for me. big.
That's the thing.
Oh, what were we saying?
It's an animated movie. There's going to be plot holes.
I was gonna say, I think maybe we're all just thinking too hard about this. Maybe they just nobody else tried after him, and it wasn't a super well kept secret. It was literally just like a lock and key, press the two
Well,
bars together.
Silver did try after him.
But wasn't that when he tried after the thing had already closed up, and he was like, I can't open this, and then he's like, you open it, and he's like,
Well,
I
he was
can't.
like,
Exactly like it, word for word.
Yes.
exactly.
I need the
It's
subtitles.
like I read the script.
What else you got?
Oh wait, maybe it didn't register because he had a mechanical hand. Maybe it needs flesh.
Ah,
Got to have that tactile touch to it.
Biometric.
Be able to feel
Maybe it needed a human touch.
Yeah, maybe-
And he was the only human.
Well, not even human. Maybe
well,
it
then
needed
how
the
did
warmth.
Flint get there?
The warmth.
Just biometric.
Yeah, it needed meat.
But Flint made it, didn't he?
But that's a whole lot of what if.
Yeah, but didn't Flint make it?
Well, this is also a movie
Maybe he
about
made
people
it for
riding
humans to do.
wooden
I don't know.
spaceships in space.
Yeah, we're putting a lot of thought into this.
Well, the other thing I have a problem with is, okay, you have synthetic gravity, but they never explain the atmosphere. Like, how do you breathe in space?
No, we
yeah.
covered that.
The ether.
Yeah,
I
that
know. I just don't agree with that. But okay.
no, trust me. When I was watching the movie and I was watching this with Sammy, I was like, so how are they breathing? Wait a minute, they're
Right.
he's just out in the middle of the galaxy. There's no helmets or anything. Just
Think
nothing.
about that though.
I questioned
it
that
makes
the
it
whole
scarier.
time.
Oh yes, it makes it
It
infinitely
makes
more
it
scarier.
so much scarier for when if you actually fall off of the boat.
Like, I want to breathe in space.
Yeah, because
Yeah, but now you're not going to die quickly from suffocation.
No,
You're going to die
you're gonna be-
alone, hungry, and
I
dehydrated.
never thought of that.
flipping and flipping.
Oh, yeah.
No, you just made
Scroop.
Mr.
It's
No,
a-
Arrow.
Arrow got crushed.
Is okay?
I know, but you just made that more
No,
sad
he
for
got
me.
sucked into a black
He got
hole.
sucked into a black hole.
Is
He
there-
got killed by gravity.
Yeah,
Is there a
my boy got
claustrophobia?
spaghettified.
Is there a claustrophobia that's completely the opposite, where
Yes,
you're basically
agoraphobia.
that's of like a
A
wide
fear of
Yes.
open spaces.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
why I don't leave the house.
Yeah.
because you're constantly just moving and moving and moving and just not being able to do anything. Like you're constantly stuck.
Yeah.
It's one of the most scariest things whenever I've seen like the movie Gravity, where you just see him floating in space and you constantly flipping and flipping and you cannot stop yourself.
47 meters down. I'm sorry, 47 meters uncaged. The movie where they're in the cage and it breaks free from the ship and they fall to the bottom of the ocean. They're surrounded by the two sharks.
Yeah.
The sharks ain't what fucks with me. It's the fact that you are surrounded by a all-crushing thing. God, it is worse than being stuck underground.
I don't know. I can't do tight spaces. That's the one.
You have to dig to be.
Yeah, I'm not going tight spaces.
Yeah.
Me either.
Wait.
I can't do a fucking MRI without fucking panicking.
I don't know if it was you guys or BAC that did As Above Is Below.
That is her amazing episode that she
Yes.
actually hosted for BAF.
Okay. I loved the episode. I had never seen the movie. I watched it. I got physically ill when they got stuck crawling through the
The black guy in the bones?
Mike, I'm right there with
yeah.
you. I'm there with you. Trust me.
I am so claustrophobic. I got physically ill. I had to leave the room.
No,
I
no.
had him pause it because I was crying.
My wife had to tell me when they were done with that scene because I could not watch it
Oh, I panicked.
because I'm so claustrophobic.
That's how she is with the movie The Descent.
The descent.
No, the Descent doesn't do it to me. It's Kill Bill Volume 2.
Descent is what got me fucked up.
Oh, in
Uma,
the
when it
coffin?
shows Uma Thurman and then it shows the camera like panning inside the coffin.
Yeah.
I get that, and I'm like, I shake. Like,
So you don't like the movie Buried with Ryan Reynolds?
I couldn't do it.
No.
I don't like tight spaces. I can't do an MRI without panicking.
Jesus
I'm,
Christ.
I'm
The other thing that gets me
extremely claustrophobic.
is that, and then movies where they show them like in their like extreme heights. Like
Oh,
the one,
yes.
like the one where they are the two girls on the tower.
Yeah.
I
fall.
can deal with that. That
My-
doesn't bother me.
My
Heights
gut
don't
starts
bother me at
turning.
all. In
Yeah.
closed spaces.
Yeah. Now what's weird is heights. If I trust what I'm on, heights don't bother me. Like I can climb a 100-foot aerial ladder without a problem, and I'm standing up there and that thing's swinging back and forth. I'm like, this is fun.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah, but just the pictures of like standing on the like the people who
Do
go
the
to the top of
skyscraper
towers
jumping.
and they climb up and they're hanging off by one hand and you look and
You're like,
I'm
oh,
like,
no.
my gut just starts turning and I'm just like,
You should
oh my
you should
God, I
see the
can't stand that.
documentary Free Solo when the guy free solos
I follow him.
Capitan. Oh my god.
There's this.
Some dudes
What
are
are-
fucking nuts.
Wasn't there some guy that just recently that was like one of the best free soloers in the world died?
Probably,
fell.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
just like within the past 6 months, there was somebody.
Definitely wasn't my dude, but my dude's actually gotten really close.
Yeah.
I watch it just because I want to one day see what happens.
I
But
think it was a.
Did you
I think
see
it was
Free
a
Solo?
Japanese. I think it was a Japanese guy.
This guy-
who did all sorts of skyscrapers
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
he
and
did. He did
fell.
the high rise parkour shit.
Yeah.
I've seen that shit on Instagram where the guys like just like free soloing going up skyscrapers. Like, you guys are fucking, and they got their hands got all that fucking whatever you call
Chalk.
it,
Yeah, it's
chalk and everything else.
but,
And
Usually halfway up the skyscraper, they're like degloving themselves because
Right.
it's yeah.
well, not even that. Like there's so many things you can't even plan for.
Oh yeah.
Like, okay, cool. You're gonna climb this skyscraper. Do you know if those things that you're holding on to are actually well screwed on there, or if they've been just like tacked on because the storm knocked them down? How many pigeons have decided to make home on where you're climbing up, and you have now pigeon shit to climb through? No, you laugh.
Or if you get your fingers pecked at while you're grabbed
Yeah.
him up. Ugh.
No, I was following this one guy. He was literally on the point where he had to like brace himself halfway up a fucking window to be able to like to brace the next edge, and he had pigeon droppings on his shoe, and he slipped. He fell down the window and was able to grab onto the sides real fast and wipe his shoe off. I'm like, why the fuck do you do this to yourself?
They
All
get
right, stop. Just you talking about that just made my stomach turn.
They get adrenaline from it.
Yeah.
Some people just they get high. It's like a high for them. That's some
It's-
people
it's
just
a
like
high
going
you
to
can't get anywhere else.
climbing Mount Everest. You know,
Right.
even though climbing Mount Everest is the most dangerous thing in the world, people do it because they want to be known that they just I want to do it.
I get enough
I
adrenaline
would-
making
I
a
would
doctor's
love-
appointment.
I
We're
love
good.
climbing. I have a thing for climbing, but I mean,
Besides with Everest, besides the environmental part of it,
It's
it's
not that
not
difficult.
really that
Oh
hard.
no, it's not.
Yeah,
It-
it's,
well, it
it's
all
just a
depends on how-
matter of
it-
you need the oxygen because you're
So
not
I would
acclimated.
encourage
no, it's also you
all
need to
of
have a
you-
good bot. You have to be in good shape too.
Yeah, because you have to be able to fucking breathe.
Yeah.
I would encourage all of you to check out Take on the World episode on the dark side of Everest.
I'll post it on the bottom of the screen.
So they've actually started removing some of the landmark bodies from Mount Everest.
It's about time
Yep, they
because it's horrible.
It's a graveyard up there.
Not only that, but did you? They're supplying poo bags
yes.
because they said that there's like over 2,000 tons of human waste
Yeah.
on the mountain right now, and it's an ecological disaster.
Oh, yeah,
Everest
because
wasn't-
now
you're
they're
climbing a
saying-
mountain, you got to drop trowel and take a shit. and
Right.
there's
So
a lot
then
of
now
it.
they're saying if you go, you've got to pack it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It used to not be such a popular thing, and now it's gotten to the point to where not only is it still dangerous to make the climb yourself, it's becoming more dangerous because people are waiting in line to do certain passes. The Sherpas, the people who are climbing that mountain with you, they're doing this all just to be paid, and oh god, it is inhumane.
Only your
and
shows.
it's because they have no other means of income.
Yeah.
Right.
How do your shows always do this?
Because I have ADHD and it bleeds into everything.
We start talking about shit on the fucking mountain. We were talking about climbing skyscrapers, being buried alive. We're talking about Treasure Planet.
I'm serious. Anytime you have me on a show, you need to have the intro like fucking Top Gear. On today's episode, we talk about furry porn. Like fucking
Oh shit!
Man preg.
yeah, male pregnancy and shitting on Mount Everest.
And
I have one more thing that's not really a plot hole, but like it's
okay,
Okay. What does that mean?
well, it's just an inconsistency. So if you watch the movie not on DVD, on the original release,
okay.
when Captain Amelia gets shot, when she puts her hand down, she comes up, there's blood on it. But if you watch it on DVD, there's no blood on it.
That's because it's
So
Disney. They probably took it out.
It's Disney, and they don't like blood. So it makes it look like her stuff isn't really life threatening. But in the original movie, they
I thought she was going to die.
Right. They made it look like it was going to be life threatening and she was going to die.
Yeah.
But if you watch the DVD, it's like, she just sprained something.
Yeah. Disney likes to re-edit their movies all the time, and it's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
they should just
they
leave it
should
the
have
way
kept
it
it
is.
in.
And I think that annoyed me.
Just like there's been a lot of like sexual innuendos put in a lot of the Disney movies that they've cut out. Like I think,
Oh, so it's a girl house.
I think Little Mermaid, just the VHS cover, the Little Mermaid, the castle. One looks like a fucking giant cock, basically, and they actually erased that out.
Was it the priest had a hard on?
Oh,
during
yeah.
The priest had a hard on during
Yeah,
the wedding.
the priest had a hard on during the wedding, but in the VHS, the original VHS, where it shows like the big castle for his castle was it Poseidon or King Trident, whatever. In the background, one of them actually is drawn
yeah, it was
like a
just
cock.
a big old dick.
Yeah. And they actually had to edit that out. Also in The Lion King. Oh, there's also a shot in The
So-
Rescuers with a porn shot.
The Lion King, it actually spelled out SFX, not sex.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
was it-
It was SFX.
Yeah,
But you know about The Rescuers, right?
No.
All right. In a scene in The Rescuers, one of the
fucking
animators
window.
actually put a picture of tits a scene from a porno movie when they're going on the side of the building in the window. It's actually, you can look that up. It's a whole controversy because animators like to.
Is freaking disgusting. What was the time frame on that?
What's the exact timestamp?
The 60s, I think. I'm trying to see. I'll have to look it up, but I don't know if I can.
Yeah, post that on that. Put that in the.
Yeah, as you're talking about it, put that right down there at the bottom like you always do.
So I did not
Right in the
realize
bottom for that.
just how deep the rescuers had gotten into my psyche. I watched a video of the little lizard stealing eggs, and immediately my brain went to, Joanna, those are not your eggs. I had both of those on VHS.
I just want to avoid my children from seeing the titties, so I just need to know.
I was going to
exactly
say,
what it
you
was.
literally have the whole internet at your fingertips.
See that?
You gotta be looking for it, Captain. I think your
It's
kids
literally
are
like
safe.
a split second. You can see this. See the woman's tits right there.
That's hilarious.
1977. Oh, God damn! I can't try to.
I think he was
maximize this.
asking for the time marker in the movie, not for the time period the movie came out.
Press control
please.
and scroll
children
up
don't
with
see
your
it.
scroll wheel.
Hold on.
If I'm recalling this part of the movie correctly, it's still toward the beginning half, so I'm assuming it's about 30 minutes into it.
Literally, they put it in one of the window scenes. I'll have that at the bottom of the screen.
This was the... Is this Rescuers Down Under, or is this just Rescuers?
The Rescuers, the 1977 Rescuers. Yeah,
How come I can't see it? That's bullshit.
Okay, so that must be within the first 20 minutes of the movie.
yeah. It's when they're going down the side of the building or something like that, or when they're on the
Yeah, they still haven't gone to the little girl with the alligators yet.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen
I'm
that.
not really happy because I can't see it.
He's like, I don't get to see titties.
It'll be on the screen. It's very, very modest. But you wanted to do pipe reviews?
Yeah, I think we've reached a point where we can do this.
All right, who goes first?
Mike.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, your favorite pipe reviews.
I'm not very fond of pint reviews, but I'll do it. So,
Because it's always hard for you. That's why.
it is very hard for me because
I have found that for whatever reason, my brain works a whole lot better if I give it a 1 to 10, and then I just divide it in half.
So I have a very hard time with this because I have a tendency to rate things very hard. I did enjoy this movie. I felt because I like the story.
Yeah.
I've always liked pirate movies. I've always liked this particular story. Was this one well done? And does that fall in critical? I don't know. I'm going to give it a 3.5. That may disappoint Chase, but
Oh no, 3.5 is actually good.
That's not terrible.
3.5, anything 3 and above is actually decent.
2.5 is dead center.
At least he didn't give it a 0.5.
no. I did enjoy it. Critical, I think there was some plot holes, which I brought up and pointed out and may have been well explained or some, let's say, some.
Wholehearted attempts to explain it.
Yes, let's say that. I still think there were some plot holes.
It's a fucking cartoon.
It is a cartoon. It is a cartoon, but I think a cartoon should still make sense. So I'm also going to give it a 3.5 for critical.
Okay.
All right.
It wasn't horrible. I love the animation. I love the 70-30. The traditional artwork, as well as the sci-fi.
Ron, are you all right?
Do you
That's
smell
what I'm
toast?
saying. It's like I'm hearing some of me here.
I actually like the way they did it.
Yeah.
And like animation is a huge thing for me. When we did was it Beavis and Butthead? I love that animation style, but I also love this animation style too.
Yeah.
So I appreciated it. So that's 3.5.
Okay.
Fair enough. Okay. Crystal. Please don't break my heart.
Oh yeah, no, Totally gonna be like, so you thought I liked this movie, bitch?
Don't break my heart.
Mikey,
You're
break
killing
your
me,
heart.
Lisa.
Don't go breaking my heart.
Hey, that's a good song. So enjoyment, we're gonna give this a solid 4.5.
Oh, wow, that's high. That's strong. That is strong.
Only reason it doesn't get a 5 is because there is one time in my life I remember it was on TV and I was willing to turn it. And it was just honestly because I wasn't feeling like watching a TV movie at that time. I was honestly just like, ugh, I don't want this on right now.
Okay. Still 4.5 is high.
Yeah, kind of like I said, sometimes he'll put a movie on and I'm like half asleep and he's like, yeah, watch this movie with me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to right now because I actually want to watch this. And right now I don't have the mental capacity to actually enjoy it and register what's happening.
Okay.
It's like we just watched the new Lord of the Rings anime.
Yeah. Oh, the Rohirrim or the
Battle of Rohirrim.
was it good?
Rohirrim.
If you take yourself out of the mindset that you're viewing a Lord of the Rings movie and watch it like you're viewing an anime, it's amazing. But if you're sitting there expecting Legolas, hobbits, it is not.
No,
Lord of the
because
Rings.
it's a prequel story. I think it takes place before all that.
No, not even in the sense of like expecting to see Legolas, expecting what you expect of Lord of the Rings.
It doesn't feel like
It's not.
the Lord of the Rings.
That's what I read on the reviews on what a lot of people have said, even user scores saying it's Lord of the Rings, but it's not. It doesn't feel like it.
It feels like it missed the mark, but
Yeah.
again, that's if you're looking at it as the Lord of the Rings.
Somebody in Japan was given the rights to the world of Lord of the Rings and the backstory, and then they did this. It's not bad.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
If you're watching it because you love Lord of the Rings, then yes, it is not good. But if you were like me and I was able to take myself out of it real fast and be like, oh, well, this is just somebody telling somebody a story from the world of the Lord of the Rings.
Did you ever read the Silmarillion?
No.
That is essentially it's the book before Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, it's the
the
prequel
Hobbit,
story.
and all that stuff.
Oh, it's a prequel?
It is.
It's like
and,
a- it's
and
like-
it's a J.R.R. Tolkien book. It's called Silmarillion, and it's a dry read, but it is the stories that are in there are good stories. And I'm wondering if that's where some of that stuff came from. And it is a different. The way it's written is different than the Lord of the Rings. It's not as epic as the Lord of the Rings seem to be, or even the Hobbit seems to be.
Yeah.
And so that might be where the difference is. I don't know if that's where this is coming from. But
I will say though, on the sense you were right. If you watch this, it's not as epic as the Lord of the Rings until you get to the actual battle.
yes.
Yeah.
And that I swear to God, I fucking love him to death.
I fell asleep.
If y'all haven't seen it, spoiler. They're in this big fight over this place, and they're like the Hornburg, blah 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 blah.
I don't want to know
Yeah,
because I actually want to see it.
Yeah.
he fell asleep.
La la la
And-
la la la.
Oh no, I'm not gonna spoil it. But he fell asleep, and I turned around and I'm like, "Oh, you bitch!" So I got to watch all the good parts. He wakes up and I'm like, "Hey, you fell asleep during this battle," and he goes, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, this right here, one of the biggest things in the Lord of the Rings. You fell asleep during, and you didn't even fucking know it was happening."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, the Silmarillion, like I said, the Lord of the Rings, like I said, it's epic. But it's one story. The time frame is not a very long time frame.
Yeah.
The Silmarillion covers a lot of time.
Game of Thrones does that too with the.
And so I think that might be where they got some of the stories, and since it wasn't as detailed for the story, they probably had to make up a lot, and it probably hurt the storyline.
Game of Thrones
is
was
what
the
I'm
exact
thinking.
same thing. They have a prequel book that takes place throughout since the beginning of
500
time.
years prior.
Yeah, and I have that book. What's your critical?
Am I critical? A 4.
Okay, so 4.5 and a 4. That's you can't be complaining about that. That's not bad actually.
Not terrible.
That's
And the only reason I can say that is because I was watching it in a modern day time period. And like for example, the scene where the core was being, you see the ball of gold.
Yeah.
It was just very fuzzy animation. So it was literally just like, oh, well, it was made in 2002. Like, oh, that's what. But if you literally took the exact same stuff frame for frame and put it through a different model engine today, I think it'd be gorgeous.
okay.
Just higher res.
Yeah, higher resolution.
They just clean it up a little bit.
But I will say, back to the Lord of the Rings, it was something to do with the thing we had just watched. Fuck. He made golf. Golf exists in the Lord of the Rings.
Those in the Hobbit movies.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was.
She's upset that we never see anyone play golf.
No, I'm upset that this motherfucker took the time to say, "Oh yes, no, golf exists in my world. It was created by this little dude hitting an orc's head off of his
It's
body."
like a shitty Chekhov's gun.
And
Yeah,
then-
but that was also said that was he just made up that story just to make Bilbo. You know that he said that it was a fake story.
But no, what I'm saying is like the fact that it's brought up and is never talked about again.
It was just different in writing. I'm sure it's not even in the books.
Mm.
But I understand what you're saying.
It's one of those things like you're gonna sit there and take the time to be like, "Oh yeah, no, golf exists." Never talk about it again. I want to fucking see Legolas play a round of golf.
That's funny.
I'd pay money. I'd sit there and silently just quiet on the green.
All right, Adam.
Enjoyment, we'll give it 4.25. It's for being the first time watching it. It was a fun movie. Space pirates, like you said, Firefly. Yeah. So yeah, it was a fun movie. Critical. This one's hard. Sometimes it's hard to give animated stuff critical because sometimes they intend to make stuff
Yeah, I mean,
not quite make sense, and so that
I get where you're coming from.
Normally, in a regular movie, you would say this.
oh, maybe this actor just didn't. You know,
right.
they
But
didn't
with
deliver.
animation, it's hard to criticize something
You
because you,
have
don't
to realize
know
that every decision made on what you saw on screen was
Right.
on purpose.
exactly. And so that's why it's difficult to do a critical for an animated movie. I'm probably going to give it 4.25. Also critical. Wow. Like I said,
Well,
if
we
you clean
talked
it up,
about
if you clean it up just a little bit, it would probably go up. It'd probably go to a 5.
Yeah.
It's the critically, the story was a good story.
Yeah.
How they translated it from Treasure Island, Treasure Planet.
what they did with Long John Silver. We
Yeah.
talked about how wonderfully they made him this, like, I don't know, it was like a veiled villain.
Right. Yeah. And like I said, how nuanced he was.
Yeah.
So but so yeah, if they put it into a current, like you say, current filter and clean it up,
Yeah.
it probably would get it close to almost a 5.
I'd watch the hell out of a remaster.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just about to say Disney released. They re-released all the Star Wars movies, cleaned up and shit. Just clean this one up a little bit and toss
Right.
it back out.
It wouldn't be that hard to do.
And it's not a lot that they even need to be cleaning up. It's just a lot of like
Shit, you could probably write a freaking macro for it and just done
Yeah.
in 15-minute job.
This
Yeah.
This could be interesting.
Yeah. So it's that.
Okay.
But yeah, but for being first time watching, yeah, it's
So 4.25,
really
4.25.
Yeah.
All right.
How about you?
I'm gonna go with my critical first. My critical first for this movie is a gorgeous looking movie. It's eye candy. It's the CGI and the sci-fi, the way the planets looked, especially that thing with the little ball, and it reminded me of Prometheus. When David in Prometheus did that thing and it just showed like the maps
Yeah.
and everything. Fucking beautiful. Really enjoyed that. I thought visually this was a gorgeous piece to watch. The animation, everything. The plot holes I can care less about because it's an animated movie. This movie is not a live version movie. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's for entertainment for
it's not
kids.
scientific.
But I can see this being for adults too. This is not just for kids. This is also adults. Long John Silver, the animation on him was stupendous. I loved it. I really enjoyed how the animation on all the characters went. So critically, I would do this a 4.5.
Hot shit, man.
Okay, no. I haven't gotten my enjoyment yet. So, critical's high. Enjoyment.
oh, what was that?
That was our alarm. Is that? Oh shit!
Somebody unrelated to the show opened the door, so I'm not gonna.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I heard the ring-a-ling-ding.
That was
the alarm for the door opening.
Yeah, that
Somebody
was
coming
up
in
there.
our house. Come on, you're
Nope.
really trying to punish me, are you?
You live here. You don't have to drive away.
You can call a vote. You could call a vote.
Nah, Hooker, we good.
All right, call a vote. 'Cause I'm fine. You, everything's votable. So enjoyment wise for this movie, I enjoyed this movie. I had fun. I loved Long John Silver. I was very happy with his presence on the screen. I enjoyed every single time. Like I said, he stole the show for me.
Yeah.
Jim, he was fine. You know, I liked Ben. I liked, you know, Delbert. You know, all the other characters and everything else. But I even liked the crew of Long John Silver. Yeah. Although that really one where it's got the guy with the head that's connected to the body, but it's two different weird aliens. But that's the thing. When it comes to animation, they can do all kinds of things to make aliens. So it's very interesting.
Guy.
The what?
I like the little farty guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That was
the flatularian.
flatula or something like
flatula.
That was different. That was weird, but it was funny. Like I said, and there was a lot of funny moments.
Yeah,
in this
two-headed
film.
guy reminded me of MODOK.
Yeah.
Oh my God, from Marvel.
Yeah.
Jesus. But altogether for this movie, for enjoyment, I'm glad you brought this to me. I'd watch it again. I'd watch it again with the kids. It's not something I'd watch like every year. But I could watch this, like, you know, 5-7 years down the road. Like, I feel like watching an animated movie with the kids. You know, I'll watch this. But enjoyment for this, it's not going to be a 5. It's not going to be a 4. But it's about 3 3/4.
I'll
it is
fucking
close
take
to a 4.
I'll fucking take that.
I will take that because I actually enjoy Atlantis a whole lot more than this. I really enjoyed Atlantis. I like that whole crew.
Is a blast.
Yeah, I would give that a higher rating than this. But like I said, what really made this high was Long John Silver. If he wasn't in this movie, it'd be like maybe a 2.5, or even lower than that. But Long John Silver really made.
Well,
it for
there'd
me.
be nothing else to carry the plot forward.
And I enjoyed that character so much.
Absolutely integral.
Yes.
To this movie.
So I'm really glad you brought this. So 3 3/4, but a 4.5 for critical. It gets a high critical because it's like I said, the animation is fucking beautiful. It's really
from anti-animation himself. I will take this as a victory. I'm very pleased.
Yeah.
I am just stoked to have heard you utter the words like it's not just for kids. This is a good adult film too.
Yeah. There's some animated movies that are for adults.
I'm gonna download that and have it on loop for a little while. It's gonna make me really happy.
His ringtone for you.
Chat notification.
Yeah. That'll be good.
So there you go. That's my review.
I'm very happy with that. And I guess I got closing statements. I've already said all of my pieces on this.
All right, I think I already know what you have.
Yeah, critically, I would have to give this. Let's be honest and not all nostalgic. Fuck. Okay. Critically speaking, I don't know if I could actually give it a full 5.
Okay.
But I absolutely can very confidently say 4.5.
4.99.
Yeah, I think that a remaster would be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't think it really needs
How
it. I
much
think
of
it
that
looks
4.5 is nostalgic though?
I had to take off the half point because a lot of that is just I was in love with this movie for so long, and now I had to look at it through a different lens, and that different lens opened up not just, I have to take away the nostalgia. It opened up an appreciation for their art style. It opened up an appreciation for the score, for the fact that how they integrated the original Treasure Island into this sci-fi feature while introducing a couple extra characters that had no part in the original that really elevated it, and how they made Long John Silver such a perfect example of this twisted villain that isn't really all bad.
I'm not asking to be a dick. I'm asking because for me, like, there's some movies nostalgia plays a huge part in how I would rate a movie.
If I got to put nostalgia anywhere, it's going to go into enjoyment.
That's what's cool. That's what I love about having our 2 reviews, because you can make a movie enjoyment for all the nostalgia and everything else. You can give it a 5, but you can give a critical of like a fucking 2 because it's a fucking bad movie, but you enjoyed it so much. That's the whole reason why we came up with the 2 the pint reviews for critical enjoyment. If we just had a enjoyment, it makes it a whole lot harder to try and figure out what it is, bad movie, good movie, but still.
Yeah, I had brought that up back on Teenage
I
Mutant
think
Ninja
that
Turtles.
was my mistake of my first foray into
Starship Troopers.
I think I really shit the bed when it came to that because
Well, it
I
was
was
a new
trying to
concept.
keep nostalgia out of it.
Yeah.
Enjoyment wise, I will absolutely give this a 5.
Yeah, I was expecting that.
Just
the
'cause-
amount of times that you claim about this movie so
I
much.
fucking love it.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's one of those feel good. It's a cozy movie for me, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just enjoyable to watch. Again, with that score I mentioned, that plays a huge role into it. They did a great job. It just makes it fun, easy to watch. I can't really say it sucks me into it nowadays, but
Yeah.
it's there, and if it's on the screen, I do want to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not like dedicated to it because I've pretty much memorized it, so
Yeah.
I can go and do other stuff. But
But it did suck you into it when you were younger.
oh, absolutely, I was like, oh, dude, on the edge of my seat.
Good God.
And that's it.
Do we need to check to make sure people are alive?
I would have heard screaming and stuff like that, and so far we're fine. So
Okay, cool. Just this. She's fine.
So Chase, thank you for bringing this movie to the table.
I'm glad I could.
Yeah,
I was,
So
This was-
there's one more thing. Like,
Go ahead, Mike.
there's one thing that we can cover. There were other voice actors that were brought up for the part of Jim Hawkins.
Oh, really?
Did you know that?
No.
I mean, I knew of other casting options. I never really looked at the list.
Corey Feldman.
So Tom Cruise.
No.
I would
I
have.
know.
I would have liked that.
No.
No.
Michael J. Fox.
That was Atlantis. So that he didn't get Atlantis. He didn't get Treasure Planet. So we'll give him to Atlantis. Which one came out first? No, Atlantis came out first.
Yeah.
So that would have been weird if they
Anthony-
did that.
Anthony Michael Hall.
From Weird Science,
Yeah.
Jared Leto.
I can see that.
They were all considered for the part of Jim Hawkins.
Interesting. If I had to pick out of all of those, I'd probably go with Jared Leto because that's early 2000s Jared Leto. So
I actually think Michael J. Fox would have done a good job.
I don't see him as the kind of like the punkish or not punkish, like rebellious teenager type of thing. I just don't see it. His voice just doesn't fit for me.
I really think they hit the.
If you go back to 2002, maybe.
Maybe his voice is a little bit more family central. I don't know how to explain it, but like
I'm thinking
he made a good geek in Atlantis.
I'm thinking
Jamie.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future, like
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. No,
I don't know. I feel like they really did just hit it out of the
I think
park.
they made
with
the right choice.
Yeah, I think they made the right choice. But
I really
those
do
are
think-
some interesting considerations.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise is something I'm really. 'cause
I would have
he
been
was too
very. I would have been very
old.
disappointed.
It
with
wouldn't have
that.
mattered. The voice.
Anthony
would-
Michael Hall,
I'm
maybe.
not down with.
You might be what?
I'm not down with Tom Cruise doing it at all.
No.
Michael J. Fox and maybe Anthony Michael Hall, but
Tom Cruise is too old for that. He was in his like
Fuck you,
30s.
way too old.
That wouldn't have worked. Jason Gordon-Levitt, I think, was still a teenager. I think he was like 16 or 17 during that. It was
Yeah.
or even he had that.
No.
Yeah, because it was that show. What the fuck was it called?
Third Rock.
Third Rock from the Sun.
I just thought it was interesting who else they thought to do that part.
Yeah.
But I really thought they went with the right person.
Right.
So Joseph Gordon-Levitt was born in 81, so he would have been 20, 21 when the movie came out.
Yeah, that matches. Tom
Yeah.
Cruise would have been in his 30s. It just
Yeah.
wouldn't have worked out. And Anthony Michael Hall was even older than that because he was a kid in the 80s. Because
And I had one other little tidbit. There was a 1987 Italian adaptation to this Treasure Island that they did in outer space. It was called Treasure Island in Outer Space.
it was just called Treasure Island in Outer Space.
Okay.
That's what it was called.
That's funny. That sounds very Ed Woodish.
And the original title for this actual thing was Treasure Island in Space. But in 1987, there was an Italian adaptation that basically the same story. It was Treasure Island in Outer Space.
That's interesting. Like I said, that sounds like a very Ed Wood type of title.
Bless you.
Very simple. Treasure Island in space, and no, like Treasure Island in outer space.
The funny thing is I was talking to my son about this, and at one point, me and him were talking about something about the International Space Station.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And I don't know what was going through my head, but I said that, the space station, in space. And he goes, well, where else would it be?
Well, if it keeps going on its path in somebody's living room.
He said, imagine that, a space station in space. Like, that's what I would do to
All right,
people, make a dick out of
Smart ass, right?
Like, okay, settle down, boy. That's my job.
That's funny. All right. Well, that is the end of our show.
I had a blast
Mike,
talking about this.
yes, no, and Mike, it's always great having you a part of this, and also Crystal from BAC. Mike, why don't you go ahead and plug your show, buddy?
I'm gonna plug Take on a World. We take on just about any topic. I look at it through a historical lens. It's me and my partner John. You can look us up just about any place you listen to podcasts. It's TOTW Pod. On Spotify we have video, and on YouTube we have video. So check us out. We do like almost anything. And we recently just solved the Jack the Ripper mystery. So if you want to check out who Jack the Ripper was, we did that.
Check it out. No, it's a good episode. I watched that. It's very informative. A lot of their episodes. There's even an episode that Chase guested on his show.
We did.
So did
Absolutely.
the London police call y'all and thank
That
y'all?
was actually one of our highest rated episodes.
Yeah, it's because I'm awesome. No, no, I'm glad that it turned out well.
Yeah.
It was so high rated. I want to have Chase on again. So
No, let's do it.
Get Chase on there.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, like I said,
I actually want to have Ron on for one too.
I told you I told you I will drive up to Pennsylvania and sit in your studio with you because you've come all the way down here. I have no problem doing that. You've made the trip
you don't
down
need
here.
to come up. We could do remote.
I have no problem coming up there, but that's up to you.
I just need to find something that fits your genre.
I'm into a lot of crazy shit, so
Detroit Lions.
that would be fun.
Yeah, we won't be talking about Detroit Lions in my podcast studio.
Yo, did you guys see the picture of Detroit from a few weeks ago? The whole place flooded and then froze solid.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw
That was
that.
crazy.
Holy shit!
Because all this freaking.
I mean,
cold
water
weather.
up to the passenger windows of
And
cars.
frozen.
Dude, insurance must be hating their lives.
No, it's horrible. Crystal, plug BAC.
Oh, well, yeah, there's the female parts of this guy's here. Well, these guys here, it's the BAC. I hear they've been
Our
doing
female parts, huh?
Yes. The female
I love
counterparts.
female parts.
I do too.
Everyone likes the female parts.
Yeah, check them out. BAC is an amazing show. It's most of the girls. Sometimes it's 1, 2, 3, 4, but they do great reviews of movies, and it's the girls' perspective. Great show that kind of a sister show to BAF, but they are worth a listen. Seriously, check them out.
Shit, even their FMKs are fucking hilarious.
You know, their FMKs can get a little out of control. I can tell you that.
Oh, yes.
Some interesting picks that we get. But seriously, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and also make sure to check to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. We love doing these shows for you guys. We got so many planned for the rest of the year and everything else. Make sure you check out the episode They Live with me and Chase. It was a very fun episode.
And don't
Also,
forget Pitch Black.
Yeah, Pitch
And
Black.
we've decided to do
The Fast and the Furious.
Hell yeah.
Yes, we're gonna be doing the Fast and the Furious.
All 10?
No, we're just doing the Point Break remake. That's the only one we're doing. But
remake. Oh my god.
that's technically what it is. It's a
I
Point Break
know.
remake. But yeah, make sure you check that out, and also the rest of the animated series. We got Wall-E, and we also got Cars, which is Adam's next episode that we're gonna be doing. And we got some other great episodes doing Wolf of Wall Street, Ex Machina, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. We got some good ones coming down the road, and Airheads. So many
I
great
have a
ones.
question.
What's up?
Am I invited for Cars?
Yeah, I told you
course.
you're probably on all the animated series.
Awesome, because
Yes.
I love Cars.
Yes, you're
doesn't,
more than
man?
welcome to come.
Of course. So
Awesome.
we're gonna go ahead and
You
sign off.
two could be like me. Kerchow.
We're gonna go ahead and sign off, guys. This has been great. We will see you guys
Au revoir.
later.